Hello, everyone. I'm just a couple minutes early, but that's okay. I wanted to say hi to everybody. We'll get this thing started here in a minute, and I got to get that turned off. I want to say hi to Larice. She's the first one. Hey, Dan. I'll get this up here in just a minute. Let's see here. There you go. Anyone that wants to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. Like I said, everything's running a little slow, and so we want to make sure everything's working properly. Hopefully, you can hear me. And hey, Eileen. Like I said, Larice was first, so Eileen's here as well. So welcome, welcome. Hey, Leonard, and we got Leonard coming in. How you doing, Leonard? Welcome.
No, I'm
I
good,
want to see
thank
if I
you.
missed. I want to see if I missed anybody else so far. Jerry, how you doing, that? Jerry, I call South Texas home is here. We got Eileen Cruz, official. She's here.
Hi, Eileen. How are you? Hi, Jerry.
Like I said, Larice was first, followed by
Hi,
Dan.
Larice.
And so I'm glad you all made it. Uh, so, yeah, anybody that wants to come up, come on up. Hey, Tim, how you doing?
Hey, Tim. What's up, man?
I'm running a little behind today. I got away from work a little late. The computer wasn't working as well as it should, so it took me a little longer to get some things done. And when I got home, I had to do some cooking. I still haven't got that done, but that's all right. That's for tomorrow. I ate the eggs I was going to have for breakfast tomorrow, but I had them tonight, 4 eggs. So that's my supper. That's a good supper. I was cooking chicken. So Tim said he just woke up. Well, Tim, welcome, welcome. Uh, Glad you made it. Eileen, if you want, type in LLL
Oh,
in my. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
hi.
If you type in LLL, my Nightbot will drop your link so everybody can check out your channel. Uh, I find that easier for me than to try to give everybody a monitor. And Dan, no, I did not check that out, but to see which one is what. And
Yeah, somebody in the comment section, they just close in on what the difference between standard,
yeah,
monitor.
a managing monitor can manage block words and change chat modes in live, and also has capabilities of standard. Whereas a standard monitor can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. That's the difference.
Oh,
And
doesn't sound exciting to me.
no, it doesn't sound that exciting to me either.
Yeah.
If you ever watch, um, I know you guys do, Steven from Philippine Expat Info Channel. Or Philippine Info Expat, yeah, Expat,
Oh,
Philippine
info.
Expat
Yeah,
Info
Philippine
Channel.
info.
Yeah, well, Sinfex, whatever, however you pronounce his name. I believe he's probably got the the manager, because he can remove and do all that good happy stuff. But that's the only that's the only monitor that I know that Steven has, unless maybe it's the other guy that puts videos up there once in a while, but I've never seen him as a monitor. Don't rub it in, Tim.
Hey,
Wednesday
you
was
guys, Leonard,
Yes.
how's everything in Houston?
It's Houston, you know. We warmed up again a
Hey,
little bit.
the goal of finding a place to rent has been accomplished, thanks to
All
the
right.
hard work of Eleanor. We signed up yesterday.
And,
Great. Great.
Tim
Well,
just
I'm
took
glad
you
she was
hi,
able to help
Dad.
you.
But that you did expand it. Was it also due to the expanding your research area?
Yeah, but in the end, she ended up finding us a place. Yeah, so about 8 minutes away from Chunghwa Hospital is a place that's called La Hougue.
Lahoog?
Yeah, it's called La Hougue, and it has a very, very low crime rate. And we went to the place, and at first on the outside, it's very nondescript because it looks like a commercial building. So you have all the banks and 7-Eleven, all the stuff down the bottom. So you go inside and you enter into this courtyard, and then you look straight up, and about 8 stories or 10 stories, I don't know how many, the third floor and up or the fourth floor and up are all apartment. And what's very interesting about this place is it's mostly occupied by people that are in people like Minnie and I that move back and forth between, like from one area to another. And so that means
Gotcha.
they had month to month rentals. They had whatever you want. They were accommodating. So
Well,
that's great.
JLB is a blank hat and a conspiracy nut bag, or excuse me, nut bar. And hello,
oh,
Robert Simmons. Welcome, sir. And
Hey,
I
Robert,
wanted
how are you, man?
I want to tell Tim to quit rubbing it in. Now
you're
Wednesday and
rubbing on
Thursday,
what? What are you rubbing on, Tim?
he's talking about it was 88 degrees at 8 a.m. there in
Mm.
the Philippines. My high today was 39, and that was on my ride home. When I went into work, it was 33. Now yesterday was in the 50s. Thursdays was in the upper 50s and felt real
Hi,
nice.
Robert.
Wednesday was in the 60s, and
Very high.
it rained today. So, hey, Robert, show the people in the chat how to do the my Nightbot. Put in your just type in LLL for me, so everybody can see. Because I got a few that are not here very often, and 105 yesterday. Tim, I'd take that over 33. Okay,
Yep.
all there is to it. I'd take that over 33 in a heartbeat. But
It's better than
yeah,
But
like,
142.
don't you guys want to know how much rent?
well, you said it was
Well, we
within your
figured you'd
price
tell
range.
us. Yeah, we
Oh,
thought you'd
okay.
say.
What I
It's
want to
about
know is
with
it a
the
one
current.
bedroom?
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
have a patio?
it's a studio. It's a studio,
Do you have a
but
patio?
it's fairly large at about 25 square meters. But
That's large
what
for the Philippines.
yeah what made this thing so great is that it has a common area on every floor, so it's kind of like a loft setting. You know how they're building lofts in the States?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what this is. The guy who engineered this, the guy who designed it, had to be way ahead of his time. And so what you have is you have a common area, which is huge. I mean, it's a
Elvie,
huge
come on
common
up.
area.
Elvie, come on up.
And hi, LV.
And type in LLL, Elvie, and it will drop your Nightbot. My Nightbot will drop your channel. It'll drop your link.
It won't drop you, LV. Don't worry.
No, we wouldn't do that to Elvie.
We wouldn't do that to
Come
LV.
join us.
No, not Elvie.
Yeah, so this common area has the kitchen, a full-up kitchen, and the common area also has seating. It's very comfortable. And so the room itself has its own CR. It has air conditioning. It has a television set, all the furnishings, and also Wi-Fi is included in the package. Each room has its own individual Wi-Fi.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, So the speed is good enough for YouTube. It's 40 up, 50 down. I mean, yeah, 40 up, 50 download speed. Cable TV, everything included.
Wow.
$250 per month at the current exchange rate.
Sign me up.
I know. It's perfect for you. No stairs, elevator.
That's what I mean. Well, Eleanor knows where it's at, and she's going to find me a place. So
Like I said, though, do
that's
you
why I
have a
refer.
balcony?
That's why I refer.
Do you have
to
a
her
balcony?
because-
Yeah. She worked hard finding a place. Of course, as life goes, right after we signed up, right, then a whole flood of recommendations started coming in, including here at the place that we're staying. There was an available unit for $300 a month. But I got to tell you guys something. This place is cockroach infested, man.
Emmeline,
that's not good.
hi, how you doing, Emmeline?
And the place that we signed up for, it's clean as a whistle. It is very, very well kept, and there's no association dues, no maintenance fees, none of this stuff. All inclusive.
That's great. That is great.
Emmeline, as you notice, LV typed in 3 L's and it drops her link. You can do the same thing. Just type in 3 L's, whether you use capital or small, doesn't matter. 3 L's and my Nightbot will drop your link for you. That's why I don't have too many monitors. I just got the Nightbot. It's a lot easier for me. But like I said, if anybody wants to come up, LV, I would like you to come up if you would. Emmeline, you're welcome to come up.
Oh, hey, you should know this about this apartment too. It's very close to IT Park in Ayala.
Yeah, that you probably
That's
get
very
some
good.
reception.
Yeah.
IT Park is a little more expensive. I'm trying to remember. Was it Rod from Amazing Philippines? I think. Now, it was one of the vloggers I followed. Had lived in Lahoo, or that area.
Mm-hmm.
It was outside of IT, and it was cheaper than IT, but it was
Mhm.
close. He could see it from his apartment.
Yeah,
And
you could see IT Park. Yeah, there's no question about it. It was only like a 3.5 or 4 minute taxi ride from the apartment to Ayala. We went to Ayala for lunch afterwards, and it's so close.
all right, Jerry. Like I said, anytime you want to come up, you're welcome. Jerry said he was going to join us, but 2 of his neighbors are playing music really loud, and he doesn't want to cause a copyright. So we appreciate that.
Well, how are you doing, Jerry?
LV, I had breakfast food, but you got to remember here in the States where I'm at and Leonard's at, it's at night. It's 8 o'clock here, a little after 8 here, and a little after 7 where Leonard's at.
Yeah.
I used to do my live streams at 7 in the afternoon, which would be 7 in the morning. But I changed shifts and I now work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I rush home to get here so I can do it at 8. It's either that or when I have to change it to one of my days off, and I don't know how all that would work out for you guys. I probably would have to do it in the morning. I just don't know, so it's not something I'm looking into right now. Believe me, I would rather retire and just do this at 7 o'clock on Saturday evening.
Yep.
But water, Dan. But I got some
Coffee.
apple cider vinegar in it. I had my coffee this morning.
You have
Yeah.
apple cider vinegar in it?
Of course, it's 8 p.m.
That's-
there. I mean, you could always have
that's good for you.
breakfast for dinner, right? Isn't there a commercial breakfast for dinner? Hey,
Oh, yeah.
as a matter of fact, after you're live or within an hour or so, Manny and I, we're going to head over to Robinson's Galleria, where they have a Denny's that has a full American breakfast menu.
Oh, my goodness.
Now,
Oh,
see,
yeah.
you're living in the area.
Steak
I
and
would
eggs.
probably want to. I mean, at
American
300
Grand Slam.
Now, did you say it was 300 furnished or 200 furnished? I didn't quite catch that earlier.
That's $250. Includes furniture,
And Wi-Fi. I would love
Wi-Fi.
that. I would love that.
They
That's
handle
why
the
I told him
power.
to sign me up for one.
It's metered power at 0.14, I think, or 0.014 kilowatt out per hour. It's got everything. It's all inclusive. Everything's included.
Like I
Wow,
said, no,
that's great.
that would be someplace I would really
That's
consider.
exactly what
Yeah.
you're
Because, like I
looking
said,
for.
when you first move there, you don't want to buy furniture.
Right.
I don't. I mean, you want to make sure,
No,
hey,
that's
I
what-
like this area. This is where I want
Right.
to stay.
I think the only thing we're going to buy is I was talking to Man Mini a little while ago about buying a beanbag couch or beanbag chair. That would be nice.
No, that would be hard on my back.
I would love
Yeah.
to have a beanbag chair.
I wouldn't be able to get out
Bring
of a
back the
beanbag.
60s. Bring back the 70s, baby.
Yeah.
Even in the 70s, I
That's
didn't
all
use
well
a
and
beanbag
good,
chair.
Dan, but I wouldn't be able to get out of a beanbag nowadays.
Oh, I need help. I probably wouldn't put it dead on the floor. I probably would put it on the bed. Just something to,
Well, make
get
sure
the
somebody.
get the shape
sure-
of the contour of my
Just make
ass,
sure-
when I'm watching
Make
TV.
sure, just make sure you got somebody bigger than Minnie around to help you up.
Minnie actually is pretty good about. Listen, she's picking me up off the floor all the time.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna
I
tell you,
figured
Dan,
that, but
make sure the back's against the wall. So when
Yeah.
you push back on it, you're not sliding back, and maybe you'll be able to get up easier.
Yeah.
See, I did a
That might
dummy
work.
yesterday. I did a dumb stunt yesterday. I fell and hurt myself. Not too
Uh-oh.
seriously.
Don't
Well,
do that.
Yeah.
I
Trying to
didn't
avoid
mean
doing
to.
that. There.
I was stepping on the chair to step up. I was going to move something.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
The chair.
Emma's in the house. Emmeline, how's it going, Emmeline?
Hey, Emmeline.
But the chair and I didn't agree with where I should be at. The chair thought I should be on the floor, and it won the argument.
Well, I worry about stuff like that.
They
When you
usually
get older, bones are brittle, and
Well,
I'm carrying
I-
around all this bulky
I-
weight. I mean, it's hard on the back and the whole thing.
I scraped my
Yeah.
elbow here and here.
Wow.
And the
Yeah.
forearm there.
Well, you're lucky
And
that's
it
all
wasn't
you
real
did.
bad. Yeah, like I said, it bled a little bit, but nothing real bad. But no, I mean, I landed on my back, but my back didn't get hurt. My pride did. you know,
Well, of course.
and
Hey, Dan,
the chair was,
you ever think? Hey, Dan, do you ever think about jumping rope to get some extra exercise in?
Yeah, actually, I have a jump rope, and like I said, we have the resistance bands. Man, Minnie and I, we're going to be working with all that stuff. We're going to be working with all that stuff when we get back to Bye Bye. We're going to go back. We're going back to Bye Bye in a couple of days, and then we're going to spend Holy Week there. So Holy Week is, Oh, here's the other thing about the apartment, right? We weren't able to complete everything because everybody is vacating for Holy Week. And so through the 11th, it's going to be very, very quiet because everybody returns back to the province to be with their family.
yeah.
And then on the 11th, we'll be returning back and getting the keys to the place and getting things going.
But you got the paperwork
All right,
signed,
well-
so it's yours, right?
Yeah. We got
Congrats on getting the place.
yeah.
No, really. Like I said, now I didn't hear you answer my question, but I had a question. Does it have a balcony?
It does not have a balcony.
Oh, that would be
I
the
could care
only
less
drawback.
about
to me.
Well,
Oh,
a
no,
balcony
no,
would
But
be
it
nice.
has what
a
looks
balcony
like.
would be nice.
I
But
think there's a water. I think some of them do have balconies though, because you see, when I looked out on the porch through a window glass, there was a water tank sitting there, so perched right on the outside of this apartment floor. So I would imagine they've got
Hold on.
some
Jerry,
floors.
you're wrong. It's not
higher.
Friday here. It's Saturday. Jerry, you're off a day. It's Saturday.
Huh?
yeah,
Jerry goes, it's
Jerry,
still
it is
Friday here in North
Saturday.
America. No, Jerry, it's Saturday. You slept too much or you missed a night's sleep.
Wait a minute. It's Sunday here. Sunday morning.
Yes. So it's Saturday
Yeah,
night
but
here
it's
in North
Saturday
America.
night here, so
Yeah.
you know how that works.
Elvie, it's Saturday here. Jerry's wrong. He just put down the wrong date, day of the week.
Yeah, he
It's
is.
Saturday.
He just
There
got
is
mixed
a
up. He's
full-
all right though.
Yeah. from where I live, which is Eastern time zone, to the Philippines is 12 hours. Where Jerry and Leonard live, there's 13 hours difference.
Right.
So, yeah, Jerry, like I said, I think you're going on lack of sleep, buddy. It's a little, or either that or you've been off work too long. I know when I get off work for a long
That will
time,
do it
sometimes
too.
my days will run into each other. It's like, what day is it? And I can't wait till that's a normal occurrence. I can't wait till I retire. But that's a few more years. Like I said, well, I got one bill I'll have paid off in 2 months, and that's almost
All right.
400 a month. All right,
Wow.
That'll be great. That'll be great
it's
to
like
get rid of that.
386. All right, that's what it is. About 385 something. So it's about just about 386,
Yeah.
and that'll be paid off by the end of May. All right.
What the heck is that for? Did you buy a diamond ring for some Filipina?
No, I don't buy diamond rings, and not even for myself.
He would never admit it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
No, no. If I was engaged and getting married, I'd let you guys know, but I'm not. And besides, it'd probably be better to buy in the country you're getting married, going to get married in.
I would
I
think
don't
so.
know. It's hard to find precious metals here. I've been looking around. The government controls all that flow of gold and silver and stuff like that.
Well, now I don't know if you ever watched Philippine Dreams with Rod and
Been a while.
Ned. Well,
It's
him
been
and
a
his
while.
wife had coins made into wedding rings,
Mhm.
silver coins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That's how you do it. Yeah.
Hey, Dodger, how you doing? Dodger Blue says hi to Leonard
Hey,
and Big
Dodger
Dan as
Blue,
well
how
as
are you,
myself.
man?
Good to see you made it.
Dodger Blue, how are you?
Hey, Dan, he's calling you Big Dan. Maybe he noticed your waistline.
Well, in that case, it ought to be Big Larry. That's bigger than Dan.
Yep.
I think he's not
With
referring to
Larry.
my size. I think he's referring to my YouTube superstardom.
Yeah.
Well, that
you're
might
the
be.
superstar. Well, actually, Elvie's the superstar. Elvie's the superstar.
Yeah.
You're just the star.
I probably already mentioned this, you guys, but man, there are YouTubers. I mean, you can't even walk down the sidewalk here. You get smacked in by somebody famous. You'll run right into somebody who's. I'm not starstruck, thank God. I could care less, who's walking in front of me. But there are a lot of YouTube superstars that we've seen so far in this area.
Well,
Oh,
you're from
there-
Southern California, so you saw a lot of movie stars.
That's true.
Got kind of
the biggest movies.
dead into it.
Hey, once played craps with Tony Danza.
I never did
Hey,
that,
there you
but the biggest movie star I ever saw was John Wayne, and he was walking through an airport.
Mm.
I did not stop him. I did not say. I was still in the Navy. This is many, many years ago. But yeah, I don't know what he was doing going in through a public airport, but that's what he was doing. If it wasn't him, it's somebody that sure to hell looked a lot like him. And by the way, Leonard, Jerry wants to know how far in advance did you do your travel card? Because he's going in December, and he wants to know how
So
far in
I
advance he
haven't
can
done
do
it yet. I haven't done it yet, but I think 72 hours is farthest ahead you can do it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's
Did you hear that, Jerry?
there's a couple of YouTube channels that will take you through all that. What is it? Jennifer Terry is one of them.
I love Jennifer Terry.
She's great.
Fantastic.
And then there's
Elvie, compared to Dan, Leonard, and myself, you are a rock star. She said,
That's
"No,
right,
I'm not,
LB.
because I'm really
No
not famous
lie,
either."
you are, LB.
Compared to us, you are a
Yep.
rock star. I don't even have
Absolutely.
1,000. I don't even have 1,000 followers. The last
Where
time I
are
looked
you
at it-
located, LB? LB, where are you located? I want to track you down and get your autograph.
But, like I said, today when I looked, I was at 479 But you know how that goes. Tonight when I look, I could be at 400. You just never. It goes up and down.
I don't even bother
But,
looking because mine's only a couple hundred,
yeah.
and I don't have any content.
It took me forever to get to 200. Forever.
Well, the only reason I got there so fast was
Now, Dodger, that
friends
sounds
promoting
cool.
my channel.
Dodger said he got to meet Watermouth Owl and Jack Lemmon.
Oh wow, that would have been great.
Yeah. I love their show.
Yep.
You know, The Odd Couple.
met
That was
Sky
a great
King.
show.
You remember
Well,
Sky King?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we had an airport just in Vigo County. It was outside the city limits, named Sky King
Yeah.
after the show, after him,
Oh,
and
okay.
he came there for the opening of it.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't get to see
Yeah, I
him.
met him when I was a kid.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
I'm trying
that
to
was
remember.
when
I
we were
met some
kids.
other people, but I met a lot of
Like I
basketball
said,
players and some football players. But
like I said, basketball players and more than any for me. Like I said, Larry Bird would come to Terre Haute because that's where he played his college ball at, and he'd have Kevin McHale with him or Robert Parrish or Kim Roby and some of the others. They would come in and like I said, I got to
yeah,
talk to him, but I never asked for autographs. I'd buy whoever him and whoever was with him. I'd buy him a beer, go over, give him the beer, and we'd talk for a few minutes, and I'd leave. And that happened all the time for Larry and
that's
Terre Haute.
that's the best way to do it because that way you're not forcing yourself on them.
No, and like I said, nobody. Well, I never saw anybody in Terre Haute asking for an autograph.
Hmm.
You know, because like I said, everybody knew that he wanted to have quiet time, but if you bought him a beer, he would talk to you for a minute or two, and so would the other guys,
Yeah,
and then you go on about
that's
your
cool.
business. You're not really, and they were down with that because it saved them money, even though they were rich. Everybody likes
Sure.
saving money.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
I don't think last time I was through Hollywood in that area a couple of years ago, it just seems like everything's changed. I wonder if I really wonder if movie stars even hang out there anymore.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Just simply because of all the bad situation with people.
Yeah.
What happened to your camera there, Leonard?
Oh, I
Leonard,
shut it off for a minute.
Oh,
uh,
that's all right. I was just wanting to make sure you knew it.
yeah. Let's see. Who
Oh
was the
yeah,
last?
thank
Who
you.
was the last? I'm just trying to think of who the last movie star was that I had an encounter with, and I think it was. Yeah. I think it was Pee Wee Herman at the Pussycat Theater. Yeah,
I'm
Sunset
not
and Vine.
I'm
That's
not
it.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm not so
but
sure.
he
I'd
wasn't there.
admit
He wasn't
meeting
there
Pee
as
Wee
Pee
Herman.
Wee, was he?
I don't think I'd be admitting I met Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, they move
An odd
movies all over the
character,
place.
an odd character to, shall we say, hang around with. I would say.
Yeah.
Hey,
A lot
what
of
about
movies
your
are not
gas
made in.
tax?
I
Guys,
think
The
a
what?
lot of shows are up in Canada too.
This whole thing
Yep.
about how the new plan to raise money by putting carbon tax on individuals, that's pretty wild, man. I'm telling you, that is so wild.
Yeah.
I heard
I
they're
think
wanting to charge
California's
like
the only one doing that.
0.06.
Yeah, Dodger
Yeah.
Blue, I'm with
04
you.
or something like that.
I oppose any kind of tax, any kind of tax that's associated with energy, any kind of way they come up with it. I'm opposed.
Oh,
Yep.
in my home state, Indiana, county taxes are decided by the county, right? And whatever counties doesn't have taxes aren't getting them. Because I come from Vigo County, and whenever they ask to have county tax, it's shot down so quick. Nobody wants
Yeah.
another tax because
I
they say,
feel
"Oh, it's
I think,
Go ahead.
Larry, that I would be okay with a national value added tax, a VAT, like they do all over the world. I mean, that makes more sense to me.
oh yeah, do away with income tax, and there's no way out of the VAT. All right, and make it 10, 15%, whatever they decide is. So these guys buying these super yachts are still paying that at that price.
Right.
And
Right.
there's no getting out of it. And
Yep, that would be a good thing. In fact, when Idaho voted in the sales tax, it was supposed to eventually remove the state income tax. But the state
and
income
didn't.
tax now is higher than it ever was.
That's what
And that's
that's
been,
why people
30, 40 years
if,
ago.
yeah, if you're intelligent and look at the history of taxes, you never vote for a new tax because they'll never get rid of it. They'll find something else.
Right.
It's like they had a tax for the throughway. Oh, once the throughway was built, it was going to end.
Yeah.
They no no now we got to do the canal. You know the Erie Canal is going to come under this, and they got to do this, and they got to. All they did
Oh
was,
yeah.
and it's gone up,
Once they
and
got it,
they just got.
they just figure out something to use it for.
Oh yeah. Well, they
Yep.
put more under their authority so they can keep taking the money.
Yep.
And and then the tax wasn't a tax; it was just throughway charge. Oh, we're going to just charge until the throughway's built. No, oh no, we
Yeah,
got
it
to keep it,
sounds like
maintain it. And now,
sounds
like I
like the
said,
toll roads here in Houston.
yeah, they'll never get rid of them. Well,
Um,
No.
Larry, let me ask a question, if I
go
might.
ahead. Yeah,
So now the paying off of these last two payments, this debt, is that going to help you in achieving your goal of moving to the Philippines eventually?
eventually, yes. What I'll do with that money there, I will put it towards another bill, which I'll have paid a few months later. Then I'll
Mm-hmm.
take that money and put it on the third bill. And
Well, that's the
we're
best
going
way
to
to
dig
do
out.
it. Then you get rid of them.
Yeah, get rid of the smaller ones because they're the easiest to get rid of. Uh, Although the one I'm getting rid of first is actually the lowest interest rate, and that's the way it's scheduled. It's just once that
Yeah.
frees up, then I can start throwing that money on other bills.
Hey, but
Right.
let me ask a question. Dodger Blue, I see your comment about the VAT. I have a question. Is this gravitation towards digital currency? Is that so that they can capture um, all sales and transactions? What do you think about that? I'm just wondering. I don't think they would ever do it because how would the mafia survive?
That's true
I mean,
too.
how would I mean the underground economy? I mean, if there's one thing about the underground economy is that people still have to go out and buy things and services and all this other stuff, and they're taxed when they go to the store to buy stuff, when they buy a car, when they go to the store to buy other things, they get taxed. So I
Yeah,
mean, why would digital
Yep.
currency have any impact on that? I'm just kind of curious
Yeah,
about that. What do you?
they'll
Yeah,
make up some lie to try to convince us that it will.
let's see what Dodger Blue says. I don't know what he's saying. They added a tax to everyone's phone bill to fund the Spanish-American War. They finally ended it 10 years ago. Yeah, they're going to I'm sure they'll add a reparations tax to condoms or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
well, well, when they put in 911, I don't know about in California because it was a
Yeah.
long time ago. But when they put it in 911 in Indiana, at least Vigo County, they added so much a month to your bill to pay for it.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't remember.
it didn't
I
go
don't
away as soon
remember
as they
what they
got
did in
911 in. I
Idaho,
don't know
but
how long they went.
yeah,
Well, is there a charge on your bill for it still? There may
Yeah,
be, just like the users, you know.
there's a lot of silliness going on, and the whole thing is it will people eventually say that they've had enough and then do something about it? Like in Paris, you guys know what's going on in Paris, right?
yeah,
A million people on
and
the street for crying out loud protesting.
and, and they're just trying to raise the retirement age to 64.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, these people,
Yeah,
they should have known better. The French are not going to stand by for that kind of crap,
no,
that kind of treatment. They won't.
no,
And neither should we, folks. We shouldn't be standing by
no, we should
either.
not. Nope. Well, the
Dan, just
best way to
there you
do
go.
it is
You
to make
froze for a
sure
second.
the best thing to do is to make sure that everybody knows to let their congressman know. Don't vote for
Exactly.
that.
Peaceful. I'm all for
That's the
peaceful
only thing.
protest.
That's
Hey,
really the only thing we can do about it. But
I see here
okay,
what you're
Sherlock Holmes.
saying. This is the only
Dr.
way that
Watson, how you
I
doing? Where's
could read
Sherlock?
the chat.
Sherlock's mini.
Yeah. Well, that's why, Dan. That's why I've got a 24-inch monitor, and I'm doing
I
this
got a
on
Oh yeah,
27.
I've got a
Yeah.
32 inch at home that I'm gonna that I well you saw it behind me in one of my chats, so I'm setting that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'm setting that up to use as a monitor.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'll work.
you want the larger monitor. Like I said, mine's a 27. I thought about a 32 when I bought this one, but I decided, to be
Timmy
cheap.
Stories is here.
Hey, Timmy, how you doing?
Hey,
Welcome.
Timmy, how you doing?
Come on up, Timmy. Somebody else come up and talk with us. And,
Yeah. We like the
I'm
company.
thinking about we only have so speaking of achieving goals, we only have one more thing to do. We've achieved everything. Hey, and we did this without a plan. We just did impromptu. But the last thing that we have to do before we head to bye is we want to look at electric vehicles, electric scooters, and electric not cars, but like golf cart things.
Yeah.
I
are,
want
they,
to see.
are those street legal in Cebu?
No, but nobody cares.
See, but the thing is, Dan,
Yeah,
with you being Kano, they
yeah.
might care.
Well,
Let
I don't know.
Mimi drive.
This place here is full
you'll
of.
just make mini drive.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
This place is. Yeah, but she got a ticket once for riding without a helmet, and they said, "Oh, it's
Hey,
okay."
Judas,
It's like everybody knows her. They say, "Oh, it's okay,
Farm
man.
girl, come on up.
You're rich. You can pay. You can pay the fine."
Hey,
But
Bobby.
anyway, I have seen foreigners on those little electric bikes, but I want something a little bit bigger. I want
Hey,
something.
Bobby.
I want something a little bit
Like
larger. By the
a
way,
four
it does not.
wheeler
I don't know if you guys, you know this or not. No license is required in order to drive one of those things.
yeah,
That's cool.
Electric,
Now,
as long as it's electric.
yeah.
now, Farm Girl, I don't really know how to pronounce your name. It's Junnicel. I know how to spell it, but
Let's
I'm not
see.
sure how to pronounce it. Juniciel? If you guys just type in LLL,
Time to
not
get
Bob,
going is
will drop
here.
your link. Now,
Yeah.
Bobby from Time to Get
Bobby
Going's
showed up.
here. And,
Time to get going is in the house.
yeah.
Yeah,
Time
I
to get
got
going.
his live the other day.
Yes, I know. I saw you there.
It's
Oh,
been a
that's
while.
right.
I apologize. Time to get going. I haven't been around lately.
Well, on Friday he has a karaoke. It's basically karaoke. A
Mhm.
lot
Yeah,
of times
everybody
it's him,
sings.
Yenny, Sam, and somebody else. But usually those three, but not always. And then one or two others.
Hey, so
will
when
come
are
up
you
and
gonna
sing.
when are you gonna start singing karaoke, Larry?
Oh,
I've been waiting for that
yeah.
karaoke show. I think
Probably
I'm
about
gonna
the same
do
time
one.
you do, Dan.
I don't know why, but I just feel like doing one. No one probably wants to
I
hear
don't.
me sing.
I'd have to get the equipment so I could do it. Now Bobby
I'm
would have to tell me
inspired
what I
by
need. See, I
Pinky
have.
Gray.
See, I
Just
have.
You need a you
just
need a
start singing
T1.
a cappella, Larry.
Hello, I'm a truck. There'd be no truck drivers if it wasn't
That's
for
it.
truck.
That's it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere around the world, they're coming to America. You see, that's it. That's all you have to
See, you're
do.
doing all right. Now,
Well,
like I
just
said,
switch that
I don't
around,
have to
Dan,
buy
and
the
say
V8 or whatever.
they're
Uh,
leaving America.
Oh man, Minnie's laughing at me.
I imagine so.
All right.
We all are.
Yeah, she's laughing. Too funny.
Timmy, I can't hit that song because I don't have the equipment to do it. I don't know how well people receive my singing.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I'm that good.
Dan, make sure you have
Uh,
off-street parking. Okay, I do.
I could I could set up as far as monitors go. I could
Yes.
set it up. I have two monitors. Because when I was living in Roy, I had a computer down in my bedroom and one up in my living room. The only computer I got set up now is here in my bedroom. I got a laptop still, but I don't. I have it set up as a laptop. I had it set up as a computer before, so I had the 27-inch monitor for that. And but I got rid of the all that stuff, but
Yeah. Got it,
I still
Tim.
got the monitor.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
I don't
right,
have
Farm
the
Girl.
equipment either. So
I'm glad you came. Remember though, be careful. Take care of yourself.
Tim.
Now,
Tim's killing
I,
me.
I do this every Sunday in the Philippines. It'll be every Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. You're more than welcome to drop in if you want. You can come up and talk with us. That goes for anybody, anywhere, whether you're in the States or somewhere else.
Dodger Blue is cracking me up. Hey, did you catch Minnie's Facebook live when I was singing "Turn On Your Heart Light"? Oh my goodness! Turn on your heart light.
Turn on the night light. But
What a fun group we got going on in here today.
yeah.
see now, if I was going to be singing, I'd have to be doing Bobby's almost all country. And
Well, I
Bobby's
think
Well,
I think that
he
you
does a real good job of
underestimate
it.
yourself. You know, you have that Burl Ives voice, and so you start off by singing Christmas songs. That'll go over
uh,
big. That'll go over big time in the Philippines.
that's not
Yeah,
till
starting
September.
September.
It'd be like 16 tons of number 9 coal. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Lord, don't call me because I
You got
can't
skills.
go. I
You
owe
got
my soul
skills.
to the company store.
You know, you could sing
Perfect.
that song. You did
You
that
can
good.
sing. You can
Your voice
sing.
is good for that kind of stuff.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, Dan's
I'd have to
right.
sing ballads mostly, country.
Well, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Big John.
That's okay. You
Yeah.
just got to know what your thing is. You know.
Yep.
You just got to know what your thing is.
But hey, Bobby,
I
if you
could.
want, you can come up and sing a song for us. Dan
Yeah.
sees
Yeah,
you
that'd be
want. Come
cool.
on up. Anybody else wants to come up and sing a song? Come on up. We're easy to get along with.
Yeah, we haven't
And,
haven't shot nobody for a long time.
now, Timmy says Gizmo, the gray African bird, sings that song.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh.
I've not seen that.
I haven't either.
Uh,
I have to go look for
Yeah,
that.
Timmy's got a good voice. She could come up
come on up, Timmy, sing us a song.
and sing
Don't
for
be
us.
shy.
Yeah,
Don't be shy.
Hey, Pacquiao. Miss Merst is here. How you doing?
Hey,
Merns.
Pacquiao.
And remember,
Merns,
everybody,
Mango. Dan, what are you doing in Mango? Anyway, everybody knows I was coming to the circle. Puente Osmeña. What do you think is hanging around there? The Robinsons, Puente Mall, and everything a Cano needs.
no, Timmy, you don't want to lose your voice.
I lost my
Oh,
voice.
so you're leaving Tuesday. Time to get going. Says he can't come up and sing. He's packed all his stuff already. They're leaving for Thailand
Man,
Tuesday.
speaking of Thailand, you guys have heard me rant about Thailand. So now my friends are telling me that. So you guys know we've been back for about a month from Thailand. So
Right.
I was
Well,
complaining
well,
about the prices of everything going up, and now a friend of mine tells me that the prices of everything is starting to decline now.
Well,
And so,
Bobby and Jai are moving to Thailand. That's what she said.
okay.
She just
Mhm.
retired. They're what is it, Bobby? You're going over for 2 months, coming back for a short period of time, then going back over, right? If I remember right. Farm,
Anyway,
no
so
problem. I enjoy your channel.
I have a
Don't
friend,
get there very much, but I,
man, there's nothing like living in one of those high-rise buildings at Soy 9 or Soy 11 or around 18 or 19, where Terminal 21 is. There's nothing like it. I mean, how could you possibly afford a place like that? I mean, it's like living in the San Francisco Bay Area where you're way up on the 30th or 40th floor of some big, condominium building would cost you 5,000 a month just to get a tiny 100 square foot studio apartment.
That's for the parking
like I said.
spot.
Yeah.
Now, Elvie, I got dirty dishes. If you want to do them for me,
Yeah.
she said she's going to be in the background listening because she's needs to wash her dirty dishes.
Yeah, I got some
like I said,
too.
I got home late today, so
Yeah, Thailand I was a little bit annoyed because maybe I'm just
Hey,
hard to
Ding,
please,
how you
you
doing,
know.
sir? If you want to Ding, if you want to come up and sing, come on up.
Maybe I'm
Anybody that
just
wants to
hard to
come up,
please.
and he says hello to
Hey, Ding.
everybody. And he said he's just here listening in the background for
Bye,
support. Well,
farm
that's fine, Ding. We
girl.
appreciate that.
Take care.
Elvie told
Farm
me to
girl.
throw my dirty dishes to her. She'll take care of them. Elvie, if I throw them to you, I'll have to replace them. They'll all
Hey,
break.
grow food. Farmers, start growing food like crazy so you can mitigate.
Yeah, well, she's
Yeah.
getting ready to
Mitigate
go to the
what's
farm.
about to hit us.
Farm girl's
Yeah.
going to go to the farm because she wants to go out and take care of her animals. Uh, she goes out there on her days off.
The coming economic global superstorm approaches.
Tim, I'll tell you the truth. I don't mind cooking. I don't mind doing dishes, but I hate doing both.
Yeah.
And when you're single,
Oh,
you got to
hey,
do it all.
by the way, another thing about this apartment that we rented in Cebu,
Yeah.
is that for 600 pesos? They'll come in and completely clean the apartment, change the linens, and clean the restroom, do the whole thing
You,
anytime.
you,
They have
you
staff
That's a
that
good
comes
deal.
in.
That is a
Yeah.
good
sounds
deal.
like he's wanting me to be his neighbor.
Well, I told him I told him to sign me up for one.
Well, you got to get a
Oh
hold of
yeah,
your friend. She can do it.
Yeah.
it's
She can do
really,
it. Yeah.
when I walked in there, I was just like this. I was like, damn, that's exactly my reaction. I could not believe it. I mean, it's okay to live in a high-rise building if that's what you want. It's okay to live in a luxury apartment if you want to spend that kind of money to get enjoyment of life and have an apartment overlooking the bay, and all that sort of thing. But I mean,
Thanks, Ding.
this thing reminded me of a loft that you would find. You know how they're taking old warehouses, converting them into lofts. That
Yeah.
is what this reminded me of, and I just was like, I didn't know they had such things here.
Yeah. They got a couple of
Yeah.
them in downtown Houston
Hmm.
or just
Well, I'll tell
outside
you
of
another thing
downtown.
I mean,
about
but they
Bobby.
would cost a fortune to live in, right,
Oh,
Leonard?
well, I am sure. I'm sure they
Yeah.
would.
Another
I
thing
didn't want
about
to live
Bobby's
right there,
channel.
so I never looked. But
When he's in Thailand, he's always making me hungry. He's always going to restaurants and getting something to eat.
yeah,
And they look good. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah, my friend Dave rented a luxury apartment somewhere around Soy 9 or 10. You guys remember Dave from one of my live streams,
yeah,
right?
he happened to be
yeah,
where
Yeah.
you were at. I wasn't planned, but he was there,
Yeah, he was
yeah,
there, and then yeah,
and
that
he
was pretty
didn't give up.
exciting, that he showed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful apartment. I mean, a luxury apartment. I think he's paying. Well, actually, he didn't share with me what he's paying right now. I'm gonna have to ask him, but I know the prior apartment that he rented was like 800 or 900 a month, but it was
That's a lot of
pure
money over there.
luxury. It was pure luxury, and it was something like 1,000 square feet. I mean, it was huge.
Now, hey Deborah, how you doing, Deborah? If you want to come up and sing, come on up and sing. If you don't want
Deborah's
to talk
here.
with us, you don't have to. But you're more than welcome to come up and sing a song if you like. Type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link. All right? Just drop in LLL. And Deborah says she says I'm good, so I guess she's not going to come up and sing. Nobody wants to sing to us, Dan.
I don't know why.
Oh,
Well, I understand why they don't want to sing to me.
Hi, Deborah.
It's Deborah. Deborah. She pronounces it Deborah.
It's good to see Deborah. You know, I feel so
Listen,
bad
Deborah does
because I think about Deborah all the time, and I try to go in there, when she's doing her thing, and for some reason it just never happens. But that's been happening a lot lately. I think I get too busy doing my own thing. I keep getting really busy, and it's hard to visit everybody's channel that you want to visit.
Now, Deborah, you don't have to talk to us. You can come up and just sing a song and go right back down if that's what you want.
Yeah.
sure.
I know you're not too shy to sing because you do it on your channel. I like a couple of the songs you sing. I've told you that.
Like, for example, R.A. Garcia, Sosh C is live again. Pinky Gray, all these fantastic live streamers. I want to visit them all the time, be in there 24/7, and I just can't do it.
I get in more because of my job. I'm able to get in and listen, especially on the live streams. I can
That's
listen.
what makes when you think about it, Larry. That's what makes it so special when they decide to visit your channel. That's what makes it so special. They'll come.
I have two phones. I have two phones that I take to work.
Yeah.
One I set up to watch YouTube, and my other one's the one I get phone calls on. So, and then I got a what they call bone conductor earphones for the ones that I listen to in the live streams.
How do those work?
You put it on? You don't put it over your ears. You put it right here by your ears, and you can hear it, and you can still hear people talking.
They work pretty good.
Oh yeah. And
I've been seeing them a lot, and I've never tried them.
I was working at a place where for the state. I was working for the state as a security guard for the company I worked for, but I was at the DOA, Dead on Arrival, Department of Agriculture. When I said I was going to DOA, I said, I don't want to be dead on arrival. But when I was working there, I got the bone conductors so I could listen to people if I needed to hear what they're talking about. If I didn't, I could listen to what I was listening to. Nobody else heard it. I had a very small fan that I set on my desk. Unless they were right on top of me, they couldn't hear the fan. And I bought that for that reason. And but yeah, I got that for that. I mean, I didn't get these, and because you put these in your ear, it cuts down on what you hear.
Hey, did you guys hear about the Cebu Pacific having that emergency landing?
No, I didn't hear about that.
On the way to Singapore, they had to take a detour to one of the island nations and land that bad boy. I think they had to land in Malaysia someplace.
Wow.
So hopefully they landed safely. I'll tell you,
landed safely, yeah. But they said the passenger said it was a little bit frightening to look out the window and see one of the engines on fire or sparking or whatever it was doing. I imagine. I think it was an Airbus. Yeah.
Now, I doubt if Dan heard this, but maybe Leonard did. I heard there was a big old tornado in, I want to say Mississippi, where it killed 26 people.
Oh no, I didn't hear that. No.
I just heard a little blip about it.
I didn't hear it. A guy at work told me about it. Just the guy that relieved me was telling me about it. I guess 26 people got killed. I guess it was on the ground for like 100 and some miles. It just tore a big old swath through Mississippi.
Wow, that's like that one that hit Kentucky last year.
Yeah. Like I told him, I'm from the Midwest, and that is tornado season now. Spring
Yep.
is tornado season. Now, we didn't get as much in Indiana as you did in Texas and Oklahoma and a few others because we were like on the very
Oklahoma,
tail end
Kansas,
of
and Nebraska, that's where they get the most.
it. We
I
got
think
some, so
anyway.
did Illinois. The closest I came to being in a tornado, it hit 3 blocks from my house, and maybe it was a little closer, about 2 blocks from where I lived. Tore things up, but didn't hit my neighborhood. But like I said, you walked over a couple blocks and you saw roofs on the ground and everything else. And so yeah, that could be scary at times.
Yep.
I wonder. I wonder if California's drought has been,
Officially lifted.
yeah, satiated a little bit or mitigated.
I think it's been
Well,
busted.
I think it's been busted, huh?
yeah,
I
Dr.
think
Blue,
so.
that's what we were talking about. That tornado was terrible in Mississippi. I heard it killed 26 people. And
Yeah,
did you
that's
hear
that's a bad tornado if it kills that many.
there was also a chocolate factory explosion in Pennsylvania?
Hershey.
No, it wasn't
Well,
Hershey.
her,
It
yeah,
wasn't Hershey. It was,
Hershey moved to Canada, I think.
Hershey, they still got Hershey's in Hershey. They probably have more in Canada, but no, this
Yeah.
wasn't Hershey. It's a competitor. And hey, Marvin, if you want, you can come up.
Marvin's here. Hey,
And,
Marvin.
Hey, Marvin.
just type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link.
Marvin, where were you on my live stream? Were you working? All right, I forgive you.
But I guess a few people were killed there. They said the explosion was so bad, one of the buildings close by was moved 4 foot from the explosion.
That's a pretty big boom.
And they said they're going to be digging through the rubble all weekend, trying to see if there's more bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally destroyed the factory. It's just nothing but rubble. And
I
then
wonder
damaged
if
one building.
I think this could be the year for all kind of calamities to take place: economic,
Well, I think
natural disaster,
the worst
nuclear
thing
bombs
is
going off everywhere.
there's going to be a lot of calamities that are manufactured because of the economic
Maybe,
situation.
maybe.
Well, they get that big insurance settlement, you know.
Yeah.
Insurance is good.
Yeah.
I just
Well, it
got
depends.
an award. Hey, I don't know if I ever told this to you guys or not. I was talking about on my channel about affirmations and things like that. So that was one of the stories I better save for my online. But there's as you pointed out, there's a lot of weird stuff going on about concerning the flow of money. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
Dodger Blue said they had a tornado in Montebello, 14 miles northeast of LA.
That's right. That's
Severely
what I was
damaged
trying
a
to think
dozen
of
buildings.
earlier. Yeah, Montebello had one. That's very odd.
Also, Dan,
That's
to
my
what you were-
neighborhood.
And to what you were saying earlier, that he says the drought is over. They just aren't saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, they aren't
mountains
saying
have
it.
feet-
Are they
I
not
mean,
saying
feet
it
of stuff.
because it pays to be in a drought? I mean, is that why they're not saying it? Are they getting some federal money or something?
Well, they're probably waiting on that snow to melt.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have floods.
Got a
Well,
big
they got the floods
snowpack, so
already.
they're gonna- yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, I
Sacramento
don't mean to laugh, but
Sacramento
Yeah.
cannot handle the storage of all that water.
well,
right.
hopefully a lot of that runs into the Lake Mead area and stuff. Because
Yeah. It gets
now
to
Bobby was saying Lake
Colorado
Mead's
River
going
back.
up with all this rain.
I don't
It's
know
going up.
what happened in Lake Mead and Hoover Dam, because were they getting a deluge of water also?
Well, he said.
Well, they should be from all
according
this.
to Bobby, he's saying that the levels are higher now than they have been in a long time. It's still not back up to what their level.
Are they
normal
still
is.
finding 1940s and 50 cars in Lake Mead?
What
Probably.
about what about that World War II boat they found?
In Lake Mead?
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was a
hear
landing
about
shift
that.
craft. It was a landing shift craft that looked like one of those that you would run aground and open up the front so the Marines could go running off. That's what it
Yeah,
looked
what
like
they
to me,
call
but
those, a
I might
duck
be
or
wrong.
something.
But there was one of those that sunk in Lake Mead.
Yeah, they probably got a few
Yeah.
of those in Lake Pend Oreille too, because
Hmm.
the Navy had a base at Farragut State Park during World War II, and they did training there because
So,
Lake Pend Oreille is over 1,500 feet deep, and it's big. It's not big like the
yeah,
Great Lakes, but it's big. It's 65 miles long and 13 miles wide,
I
and
don't know if
and so they could do a lot of stuff like that there.
yeah. I always the things I like about the Great Lakes, if you get to the right spot. Now, there's places where you can see across it, but if you get to the right spot, you can't see across it. And it reminds me of
Right.
my Navy days because it reminds me of an ocean. It's just
Yeah.
some of those are that bloody big.
so. They're showing
Yeah.
here on my water level map here. It's showing that Lake Mead is almost full. It's at
I
1,046.2 feet, 23 feet, and a full pool is 1,229 feet. So yeah, I
I
guess
kind of doubt that
You,
that's
you
accurate.
take how many gallons that's going to get that up there to full because you got to look at how
seems
big
like
Lake
it
Mead
could
is.
happen. Yeah, it does seem like it could
Yeah, but it
happen.
was
Well,
it
I
was
think it
way
happened
lower
with
than
that
that.
snow melts.
What was it? 800 or 900 feet, something like that.
The lowest was around 8 or 9. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was lower than
Bobby,
that
what
because
was the lowest feet? So it's 28% down still, 174 feet from full pool. And 174 feet is a lot of water.
You know what, Dodger
oh, it
Blue?
is.
I will bet you that the reason why they haven't declared the drought over is because they're still getting federal money, and California has a budget deficit in the billions this year. But they won't. They won't have a deficit after I pay my taxes.
So you're that
Well,
rich. Hey,
They'll
Uncle
have a
Dan.
we,
balanced
we
budget then.
we've always suspected it, but never knew for sure.
Now he
Well,
said the lowest, Dan, the lowest level was 1,040.69 feet.
huh?
The lowest level was 1,040 feet plus 0.69.
Well, that's where it's at now, isn't it?
No, it's higher than that.
Because I'm looking at my water
Yeah, but you
map.
may be looking at an old map.
Lake Mead, lakesonline.com is where I'm at. 1,046.23 water level
All right,
as of
so it's
March
up 6.
25th. As of Saturday, March 25th,
Well, that's
2023.
that's 6
That's only
feet. That's 6 feet higher
that's
than
6
what
feet.
Tim
That's 6
says.
feet. You got to remember, it
That's a
was
lot of
dropping.
damn
Now it's
water.
going back up. Believe me,
Yeah.
it takes thousands of gallons to raid Lake Mead just a
Windsor
few
pool,
feet.
915 feet. Full
Huh?
pool, 1,229 feet.
Since then, it needed another 174 feet, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Marvin, how are you?
Now, Marvin, did you drop? Marvin dropped the L's, right? And
I don't know.
anybody that wants to come up and talk, you're more than welcome to come up and talk. Yeah. Time to get going. Bobby says it was 1,046.11 feet yesterday, and it's up almost 6 full feet, which is
Yeah.
like I said, in a
That's a
lake
lot.
that
lot
size,
of
a lot.
water.
that is a
That is
lot.
a lot
That
of
is a
water.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Considering
that
how
is
big it is.
thousands and thousands of gallons, probably close to 500,000 gallons or more, maybe a billion.
Probably.
Because you got to look how big that is. I mean, that thing is
Yeah.
huge.
It's a lot of surface area.
And like I said, when it dropped down to 1,046, look how much was uncovered.
Hey,
Yeah.
is today Ellen's? I'm showing Ellen's birthday today.
Ellen.
Ellen Centeno.
Oh well,
She's not
happy
in
birthday,
the.
Ellen.
Happy birthday, Ellen! If you're in the chat, I did not
Yeah,
see
I
you come
haven't seen her
in,
in the chat, but
but
I
happy
don't have her on
birthday.
my Facebook, so I don't know.
I I don't think I do either. Uh,
All right, let's see. I'm glad I didn't miss that. Dodger Blue, I believe time to get going is correct. Yeah. I'm showing it in the thing here. Sierra Snowpack highest level since 1989. Yeah, I'm missing stuff. Man, my eyesight is just going. It's just going like crazy. I
well,
have to
but
carry this
you
thing.
also got to have good lighting on it, and
Yeah.
you got the small screen.
I got my little 13.8
That's what I'm
make
saying. You
believe
got the small
14-inch
screen.
screen here.
Think how small that printing is.
Yeah.
I mean, my printing I think is small on this 27. I got a larger print on my phone. But then
That's
again,
why I'm going to hook up that 32 incher because I need help.
well, you can adjust your print size too. At least I can
Yeah,
on my
I've
phone.
done that on my phones. I just can't.
Yeah, you can adjust your font.
Yeah,
You
my
should be
phones
able
are
to
in
on
good
your.
shape.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
I
should
should
be
be
able to
reading
on
it
your.
from my phone.
That's what I read it more off my phone than I do the computer. Well, I
Yeah,
can
I
read
should
it
have
on the
done that.
computer, but it's
Yeah.
just easier to read it on my phone. And
Well, the way I've got mine set up, it's easier for me to read it on here on the my monitor.
I need to go in and change my font for my print on my computer and
Hey,
make it.
they're showing Charlie's Angels on the TV here.
Man, that's
Cool.
an
Season
old.
3.
Now you
Yeah,
talking about the
The
TV show
original.
or the movie?
the TV show. Yeah.
That's cool. I
hmm
enjoyed that show. The Jiggle.
Hey, did you guys know that this has nothing to do about nothing? But did you guys know that Barbara Bossum from Hill Street Blues passed away last month?
No, I didn't hear that.
I don't think I heard that.
Man, I
That's
really
another good show.
enjoyed her
I
acting.
enjoyed those two.
I really did.
Yeah.
Why don't they? Why didn't she make the news? Why didn't she make the news?
I don't know. I
For
usually
some
get all
reason,
that stuff off of Yahoo.
man, I'm
Yeah, Bobby,
telling you,
you're right. At our age, that was one of our faves, man.
the good ones are leaving us. The good people are leaving us.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's why I'm going to live. I'm going to live for a very long time because they say only the good die young.
Oh, I haven't got a chance.
I may make forever, baby.
You know,
Yeah.
is it okay to
I do
share my
not have a
thoughts on
chance.
that? It
Of
does. It's all
course.
relative. It's all relative. You end up going one day anyway.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I
Yep.
mean, it is what it is.
oh yeah. Nobody lives forever.
No one. I wish.
Nope.
I wish.
I wish I
It's just
could, but nobody lives forever.
yeah. It's just the
Nope.
fear. It's the fear. It's the fear of the great beyond. But a lot of people don't have that fear because they have faith.
Yeah.
And so that's
Well.
that's kind of my next live stream. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about tempting faith. Why would you stick
Well,
your mouth into Why would you stick your head into an alligator's mouth?
Because you're stupid.
that's just dumb.
Why would you do that? But I actually have
Oh,
you.
they got lion trainers do the same thing with lions.
Well, speaking of
Yep.
Thailand,
Yep.
we were in Thailand and we were at the alligator show when the alligator nipped that. See, so here's what they do right now.
Diane Land.
They put a stick. If you hit the alligator or the crocodile in the right spot, down deep down here, it causes this reaction. It causes the alligator to keep the mouth open. So part of this alligator show in Thailand, I think we were outside of Chiang Mai someplace when we saw this, was to slide your head into the crocodile's mouth and do your hand in there. But so this the trainer, whatever you call him, he's not a trainer more than he is an animal abuser, in my opinion. Sticks the stick. I see what's going on right away. Sticks a stick inside the alligator's mouth, hits that thing in there, and then sticks his head in. And then the alligator keeps its mouth open for a certain period of time. He sticks his hand in, right? And then when he's withdrawing it, he catches him on the finger.
Oh.
See, he catches him on the finger, and I'm sitting there laughing my ass off. Yeah, probably hurt my tail. So he pulls it out, and he's pulling, and you can see the blood squirting out of his finger. And then a whole bunch of people all of a sudden are coming, and then they're wrapping the thing up real fast. So it's not like this is the first time that this has happened. You know, so how would you like to tempt fate? How would you like to be the one to tempt fate that way? You know,
not me.
I'm not that dumb. I'm sorry. I'm just not that stupid. No.
Yeah, neither am I. You know, I'm not going to jump out of an airplane.
Well, I not only wasn't born last night, I wasn't even born at night.
I can't say that.
Why would you put a backpack on and say, for my birthday, I'm going to jump 5,000 feet to the earth from a plane? No, thank you. But I have had friends that have done it, and
I would be more apt to do that than to put my head in the alligator's mouth. All right?
Yeah,
I agree.
I'd more apt to jump out of that. Now, I've never jumped out of a plane, and it's not on my bucket list.
How about the guy in Padia the other day? Right, was bungee cord. His friends, you go jump on the bungee cord. Now, I've been to that adventure camp up there in Chiang Mai.
Not doing that either.
They have the bungee cord attached to the crane, right? And my friends are like saying, "Go do it, Dan. Go do it." How about you go first, and then I'll think about it. So this guy in Badia, his friends convince him, go get on the crane and bungee jump, right? They have it set up over the water. So he doesn't even get the first bounce, right? He's heading for the first bounce, and the thing just goes blank and breaks.
Oh no!
And in the water he goes. So thankfully, he did not get seriously hurt, other than he's going to have bruises and contusions. It'll probably take a couple of months to heal. Folks, come to my next live stream, and we'll talk about it.
Like I said, there's some things I wouldn't mind trying. But bungee cord jumping is not one of them. Alligator wrestling ain't going to happen. Jumping out of an airplane could happen, but it's not one that I would want to happen.
Hey, even if the dolphins or the whales are friendly, when they ask for that volunteer, I ain't volunteering.
I would get in with the dolphins. I don't think I would with the whales.
The killer whale. Come on in here.
Yeah.
And
the whale shark, baby.
What's the name of it?
Whale shark.
Come here, swim with Shamu. No, thank you.
Tim says he don't think he'd jump out of a perfectly good aircraft. I agree. But like I said, I would skydive. If the aircraft was going to crash, I'd jump out with the parachute. No problem.
Well, you know, Dodger Blue knows this. You read the newspaper. I mean, those people in Lodi, California, they keep flying up there. How many people have been killed in that at that airport because they decide on their birthday that they want to go over there, they want to jump out of an airplane? For why? You know?
Kim, I don't think I'm in the dark. Am I?
About what?
Compared to Dan and myself,
sure.
your
I do have less light.
Dark.
Yeah.
Light.
I don't have as much light. I don't have.
I
don't have any light.
You know, Overstay Roads channel. He's been up several times. I guess his landlord's a really nice guy, but he likes to fly ultralights. You couldn't get me in an ultralight. There's no way.
I got a cousin that flies those.
I was going to do that once, but I
those
never
are experimental aircraft.
Well,
they've been around for 40 years. It's a little beyond experimental, I think, now.
Eddie's in the house. Eddie's back in New Mexico, I guess.
Eddie, how you doing,
hey,
man?
Eddie, how you doing, man?
If you got the capability, I don't know if you got everything set up yet.
Maybe
on
Eddie's
up.
in LA.
Yeah, he's probably in LA. He's probably not home yet. But
What's going on, Eddie? I shall return.
where are you going?
I don't know. Oop. There's
Eddie says,
dang.
funny, I used to be a roofer, and now I'm afraid I have a fear of heights. But
You
he might
know,
have needed more coffee.
I did some roofing too, and I was doing a soffit on a bell tower of a porch, and my scaffold gave way, and I fractured my ankle. And I haven't been up. I haven't climbed anything since.
I have done some roofing, but not professionally. I helped friends out that were putting on a roof. Uh,
Yeah,
the shingles. I mean, they weren't building the roof, but they were reshingling. I helped with that. Now, my younger brother helped build a couple houses for some people he knew. They paid him so, and he did roofing. He did some other stuff, drywalling.
yeah,
But I've not done that stuff. Uh,
yeah.
but
Well, that was one of my earlier careers.
well, my younger brother also, him and a friend of his, uh, years. Like I said, I was still living in Indiana, so we're talking about 30 years ago, maybe more. I've been out of Indiana for over 25. But anyway, they came through the area where my mom and my brother's place was right next to my mom's, came through and was putting in sewer lines, which they didn't have. Everybody was on the septic. And so when they went in and
Yeah,
put in the sewer lines, you had to connect to the sewer line. And so he dug the ditch for my mom and his place, and him and a friend, and put it in. And then they started going around to other people's houses in that area and did it for a couple summers. When they first did the first few, they did by hand. They dug everything by hand. Then they went out and got one of those ditch diggers, or whatever you call them, and started doing it that way. They were able to do a lot more houses per day or per week, and
yeah.
they got paid pretty
Were they
good
doing
money for doing it.
using a ditch witch, or was it a like a bobcat with a hoe on it?
I think it was a ditch witch. I think. I never
Yeah,
went with them, so I'm not positive. I just know they started
yeah.
renting that, and it was and like I said, compared to digging by hand, because you had to have a certain
Oh, way
pitch.
faster, way faster.
Yeah, it
Yep,
was a lot faster. So, like I said, instead of doing maybe one a day, they did like three or four a day, two or three a day, something
right.
like that. And so that increased the amount of money they made. So that paid them to rent that because they could make more money. And but they'd rent it.
Yep.
That would not be fun falling off any twice. Uh, it's not
Once
something
wouldn't
I
be
would
fun.
want to do. You got that right. Once
Yeah,
wouldn't be fun. And, talking about falling off, things. My dad, when he was younger, was doing a painting and on the siding of a house or something. And this was before I was ever born. And he forgot he was on a ladder and stepped back to admire his work and fell off the ladder.
yeah.
So,
That
talk about
doesn't
embarrassing.
work. That doesn't work
That's
very
not a
well.
very good thing to do. It was like me falling off that chair yesterday. That was not a smart thing for me to
Yeah,
do. I should have went and got a ladder, which would have been easier, and did it that way. But I didn't. I thought, I'll just use this chair. I'll do that. And
yep.
10 years ago, I could have
I've
used
done
that
it
chair and been
myself.
no problem.
Yeah,
But with the weight I got now, it's not that good. And thank
yep.
Miss Mintz for being in the background still. We appreciate it. I can believe that getting that tar burn. That stuff is wicked. Now, when I did the roofing, we didn't use tar. It was like I said, you had the paper that you put down, and then the shingles went over it. Uh, what I did
Yeah,
mostly was I helped carry the shingles up the ladder, gave it to the people up there. Uh, I was more the grunt work, you know. I've done siding. I
Yeah, I've
put
done that
siding on
before.
my mom's garage for myself and my younger brother. We did that for our mom. And like I said, my brother lived right next door to my mother at that time. And matter of fact, they were still living there when he passed away. He was still living right next door to my mom. And when he got sick, and then after, not too long after he died, they probably a year or so afterwards, my one sister bought a house and farther out, away from the city, a much nicer place, and they moved out there because the place they had was going to cost a lot of money to fix up. And they just looked at it and said, we'll sell it and buy a new place. That's what they did. Now, the person that bought it had it fixed up, but she had brothers and stuff that did that kind of work. But she was able to fix it up real cheap. I don't mean cheap material, just didn't cost her a lot because the labor was free.
Right.
And, and I know that's a big cost of the project, when you pay for the labor. And so that's what they did. And so when I go home, I usually stay with my sisters. But, they got a 3-bedroom. There's only the 2 of them. Dan, you're still moving.
Oh, he's back.
Hey, Eddie, man, that's horrible. I did my own roof 15, 20 years ago on that house we just sold. And that wasn't something I'd like to an experience I'd like to have again.
No. Like I said, I've helped. Yeah. I never did the work myself, but I helped. I've always been the helper,
But I saved hella money. Did a pretty good job. It was an easy roof to roof because it's just
welcome back,
a cottage roof.
And if you want to come up, come on up. We're still here just talking. You're more than welcome to join us. She said she's back. She's done washing the dirty dishes. So we welcome.
Well, good. I'm proud of you.
Now, if I could only get
come
my
on
dishes
up and join us, Elvie.
Come on up and join us, Eddie. I want you and Joyce come up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Let me know how soon she's going to be getting some of those videos out from your trip to the Philippines, Eddie. I'm looking forward to
I want to see those.
Yeah.
You got some from Cavite, right?
It's in the Cavite province. That's where they live. I'm not sure which town it is. It's one of the bigger cities. I'm not sure which one.
Oh, he probably won't tell us. He doesn't want us showing up and throwing eggs at his house or toilet papering it.
Well, see, he's all right. By the time I move over there, I'll forget all about it.
Well, that's actually one of the places I'm thinking about going to.
Yeah, it's a nice area.
Cavite.
Joyce is working, he said.
Davao, Iloilo, Cebu, Dumaguete with Valencia area. Those are all areas I would consider.
I liked Davao. I mean, Davao was okay. I mean, how can you argue with fresh water and trash pickup and recycling? How can you?
And 911.
I didn't like walking around. For some reason, it just wasn't
Filipino enough for you.
Metropolitan enough for me. It just wasn't. It didn't have enough going on. It's really a very boring place. As a matter of fact, it could be perfect for you then.
Well, like I said, Iloilo. I wanted the Riverwalk. And you do know Iloilo is considered one of the cleanest cities in Asia.
Well, I'm sure Davao rivals it. I know they got some awards.
Davao is supposed to be the cleanest city in the Philippines.
Yeah, Davao. One thing that's unusual is that you won't find stray dogs running around, and you won't find homeless people. Of course, I don't know what that white van is doing every morning really early going down the street. I just see officers and guns blazing coming out of there. Next thing I know, it's just nobody around.
No, I tell you, like I said, Cebu would be great. I I'm comfortable in a small big town or a big town, not the
Hmm.
giant towns like Manila, not that big, but Cebu would be. I could be comfortable in Cebu. Uh, I, like I said, I've lived in cities like San Diego, 3 million people. I lived there for a few years. I enjoyed it, but my hometown's only about 80,000 people, so I can survive in that as well.
Well, time to get going. You got. I mean, Seventh Street. You know, the old garment district, Skid Row. I mean, that's tent city, isn't it? Isn't that like homeless city?
Oh, there's been homeless in California for
I mean,
I,
there
they were
there
there in the
can
70s. I'll guarantee you that.
people are fleeing Los
Yeah,
Angeles right now. They have population decline.
all of the southern major cities have got homeless people because
Well,
they can
I mean,
because it's
Sacramento
warm in the
loves
winter. They
homeless
go,
people. We got great weather there. Come to Sacramento.
yeah, yeah.
I'll tell
There
you
were
what.
a
I
lot
guess
of them in Phoenix. A lot, and
they
there's
have
a
a lot
lot
of
of them in Houston.
homeless people in D.C. and New York City too.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
And but now during the winter, what they like to do, the homeless, if they can, they like to find a grate where the heat comes up, and they'll sleep on top of the
I
Yeah,
grates.
mean, there are a couple of different ways to look at the homeless situation. Number one is that since they've passed all these laws protecting homeless people, that means that you know you and we could take advantage of it. That means that if we wanted to, we could like buy a trailer, make it into a house and park it on the public
yep,
street. They can't force you to move it.
Oh yeah,
yep,
all you got to do is go to the those trailer places and dump your waste every so often and refill your water
yep.
tanks and go back on the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
And
Just dump your
they
stuff
charge a
off.
lot of money to park at one of those trailer parks.
Oh, I know they do. I mean, I'd have to. What do they call it when
Yeah,
you?
they've gotten ridiculous.
No, I'd have to go to the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, they're like I don't know. I've heard like they're over $300 a month,
Well, in
maybe
some
more than
places
that.
it's more than that. Out
Maybe
here in New
so. Yeah,
York, I know some guys that have campgrounds, and
I
they
can
spend like 3,000 just for the summer or more.
tell you,
They're
there's
spending over
no
a
there's
thousand
no
dollars a month.
escaping California for me since my pension comes from there.
yeah,
They've told me straight away there's no way to get out of paying taxes in the state of California. We don't care where you
yeah,
live.
yeah. California's like that.
Yeah,
I almost had to go to work for a short period of time there on one of
yeah.
my jobs. We did some
Hmm.
traveling, and the guy I ended up not going there, and the guys who did had to pay California state tax.
Yep,
Well,
that's the way
New
I
they
York
think they
do.
does the
got
same.
I
New
think they
York
got
does
all their money
tries to
back,
do the
but
same thing.
If you move and you go to the State Board of Equalization, you tell them that you've moved, you're no longer a resident of the state of California, they will send an investigator to your new house. They don't care where
to
you
make sure
live,
you live there,
to
yeah,
make sure you actually live in the state. If you moved to Nevada or Arizona or New Mexico, they will send the closest satellite office. They're setting them up everywhere in the West to investigate whether you actually live there or not. If you can't prove it to
yeah,
them in Sacramento at the State Board of Equalization office, that means they will want to see bill of sale, rental agreement. They want all this stuff, and then they'll release you from
the
residency
state
requirements
taxes,
for
yeah,
the state. Yeah,
Now, in New
yeah,
York, if you work in New York City or Yonkers, not full time, just if you work there at all, they want to charge you income tax in those areas. Your income,
right.
because that's one of the questions they asked me. Did you do any work in Yonkers or in certain areas? So I can always say no because it's true. I don't work in those areas,
right,
and but uh,
yeah. But I worked in South Carolina and Kansas and Oklahoma. Trying to remember where else. There's two or three
So
other
you
places.
have to maintain an address
I
somewhere when
didn't.
you're traveling around, even if you're going to live here permanently in the Philippines, because what they'll do is they'll say, they'll close out all your bank accounts and stuff, say you no longer live
Right.
here.
Well, I'm going
Well,
to maintain a
wait,
Texas
yeah, like I
bank
said,
or
Texas is a good.
address
That's the
That's a
way you
good
do
place
it.
because there's
too,
no
You have
because
to
there's no
state
maintain
income,
your
because
address.
there's no
income
state
tax.
income tax. Right.
Texas. So I'll tell you the truth. If I have to move somewhere and set up a residency for a few months or whatever, I'll do that to say. But if I can afford not to do it, because I guess I
Depends
could
how
always
much
move
your
back to
income tax
Indiana
is
with my
going to end up
sisters.
being.
That'd be cheaper than New York.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because
Now,
New
I think
York's
the
a
way to
pretty
do it
high
is
state income tax, don't they?
if people inquire, you just say, yeah, you're in a good spot living in Texas. They're not as crazy yet as California. Austin is though.
I was going to say, you haven't been listening to the news lately. They're just as crazy as they're just as crazy as California, maybe more.
Well, that's because we're all moving there.
uh,
No, and
well,
our governor comes out and says we don't want to make Texas into California, but they're doing the
Now,
same damn thing.
here's the thing that I learned, Tim, about telling somebody that you permanently moved. They notified the banks, and the next thing you know, you're getting a notification from your big bank saying that we don't offer foreign accounts here, so we're going to have to close your account. And they close out all your credit cards too. And so you
Yeah,
need to have a you need you
I have
need
to
to have a
talk to
cushion.
Paul and
Like
see
for
how he does
example,
it.
Fidelity, for example. Man, Minnie and I, we have a couple accounts at Fidelity. Well,
well,
Fidelity said, yeah, it's okay for you to travel all over the world, and we're going to reimburse any ATM fees and all that other stuff. You can use those cards wherever you want, but you use it too many times overseas, we're going to get curious and ask if you're actually living over there, and then
Uh-huh.
once you do that, they close your account.
now I'm trying to think of that bank. It's also an investment place. Uh,
Oh, you're
oh,
talking about Schwab?
yeah, Charles Schwab.
Schwab, yeah, they do the same
Yeah.
thing. Schwab
Well,
does the
well,
same thing.
Schwab will
I know Steve.
give you back all the money you from your ATM
That's
withdrawals.
right. That's right.
Right.
Fidelity and
And,
Schwab do the same thing. Yeah, they
and
reimburse you at the end of the billing cycle.
I guess the USAA, uh, which is the military, one of the military, uh,
Credit unions, yeah.
thank you, credit union, they do something very similar.
Hmm. I
And
think Steve, right? Didn't Steve say that there's a credit
Yeah.
union that he does business with?
Yeah,
there's one
that's
for
I
a guy
think it's that
for
one.
As far as I know, the only
well,
credit card,
USAA, you have to be former military or related to a former military,
right?
just
So
like
Well,
the Navy one.
I've heard there are ways to get around that, but I don't know if that's
Well,
true.
like I said, if you got a relative, like your dad served or your kid served or something like
No,
that,
I've
you
got
can do it.
cousins and uncles,
But
but
what you got to do is before you go permanently, get a hold of Steve on his next live stream and ask him which credit union, because there's one that really is set up for the expats, the way he was talking,
yeah, yeah.
and that would be something good to.
Tim says, I guess Tim maintains a U.S. address. I'm not sure. They know. Let's see, my bank knows I live in the Philippines, no problem, for over 10 years. And also, we have an agreement with some banks over here through Social Security that will direct deposit into your bank account here. So
Yeah, I got to talk to Paul too because he's doing it that way. He maintains a U.S. address. All his, his checks go to his U.S. address, and then he just withdraws them and puts them in the bank and it fills.
Yeah, we transfer. So I have my son doing the bank, and I just call him, and then he just transfers the money over
Yeah.
to Minnie's bank account.
Well, what I'm going to do is the simple fact that I'm going to find the best. My Social Security is direct deposit. Out Bank of America.
Right.
That's not going to be the bank that I'm going to use when I do retire. It was the best bank where I was at to set up, and that was before I decided I really wanted to move. I was thinking about it back then,
Yeah.
and
Well,
so
Yeah.
you know something. So here's another interesting thing. Citibank had branches all over the world, and it was as easy as going to up the street here to just a block or two
yeah, it
up
was in the
here.
Ayala Mall.
Yeah, and you just right here to Osmina Circle. I'm sure there's also a branch in Ayala, and I'd use the ATM there, and there would be no problem whatsoever ever using my debit card. But
Yeah.
they did sell off their Asian assets. But from what I
I had
understand,
heard that.
they're still marketing the credit cards here. So it's you know, they kept part of their consumer credit card business. So the agreement with the banks, from what I understand, is you could still go over here and use your ATM card. Now, I used it at the old Citibank ATM in Bangkok, and it worked just fine. So it's probably true. I didn't have any problem whatsoever getting money out of the ATM.
Yeah.
It actually has
Well,
a Citibank moniker on the ATM machine.
I got a
Right.
city Capital One.
That's
Capital
what I
One
use.
allows you to travel and use that card. Capital One is the few that you'll hardly hear a peep out of when you're using it overseas.
Well, I have a Capital One
But
right
boy,
now.
you better tell them.
You got to
Oh,
tell
yeah,
them
you
you
shut me
got to
off
tell
when I
them
went
you're
to
going to be
Canada.
over there, but they don't
Yeah.
cancel you once they find out that you're living overseas.
Right.
So
I
that's
know
the
I
credit card
forgot
I
to
will
tell
keep
them when I
there.
went to Canada one time, and they shut my card off.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that was okay because I got it fixed right away. But
There's an international card I believe they market.
Uh, Talking about international, I think I mentioned it on your live stream. I'm not sure, but hey, Says Travels, welcome.
how are you doing,
Just
Seth?
type in LLL and my Nightbot will drop your channel. But to get back to what I was saying, is I got to send my passport in. It expires in September. My birth month.
Send it in now.
I'm
Yeah.
going to have
You're
to.
not going to need it. You're not going to
Well,
need it before he gets back. So,
You never
I'm
know. He
hoping
might
not.
have a Filipino emergency.
well, that's
No,
true.
probably where I'll use it first will probably be Canada.
Yeah.
Because it used to be I could go up to Canada without a passport.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore.
Right.
No, they give you the.
I think that all
Not
changed
only,
in 9/11.
not only can you not do it anymore, they will give you a pretty thorough going over. You know.
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah.
what I got to do there is one of these days this summer, hopefully, I want to get up to Niagara Falls on the U.S. and Canadian side both. So I got to get that passport done, and
Yeah.
I'll go up after I get that back.
That's the only reason to be driving through Buffalo is Niagara Falls, Larry. You know that.
No.
Oh, and the University of Buffalo. That would be the other reason.
No. Going to Terre Haute. When I
Yeah.
head home, I have
Yeah.
to go. The best way to go is through Buffalo. Believe it or not, because I could go a different route, and the route's actually shorter, but it takes longer because you got to go through
Best
all
thing
these
about
little
Buffalo
towns.
is Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
That's
Man, I
like
hadn't
people
had a
coming
Jack
to
in the
Houston
Box in a
from.
long time.
And the reason
From
why Jack in
Georgia.
the Box is because it's got that drive-through. It's a quick drive-through. Boom, in and out, and you're back on the highway. Head
Yeah.
for somewhere else.
Now, on the thruway here, McDonald's has drive-throughs. When you come off the thruway, you don't have to get out of your car.
Oh, it's fantastic. They have those in Thailand also.
Well, they got it. They got it, the break area. You can get off if all you want is something to eat. You can get off, go through the drive-through, and keep right on going. Now, I stop and get
Hi,
out of the
Seth.
car.
Hi, Crystals.
I stop and get out of the car because I'll
Hey,
go ahead and take a
Crystals, how are
bathroom
you?
break and then stretch my legs and get something to eat.
That's a good
Hey,
idea.
Ken, how you doing, Crystal? If you want, type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link. Even though I already gave you a monitor, she's one of my monitors. But so yeah, like I said, usually when I stop on the, I don't just stop to grab a bite to eat. I'll stop, get out, stretch my legs because I've been driving for 4 hours, 3, 4, 5 hours, so I want to get out of the car for a little bit, you know. Uh, and usually I'm on the other side. Well, I stop in Batavia when I leave from here. Now, when I lived in that area, I didn't stop till I was probably in Erie, Pennsylvania. Didn't even stop in New York. But I stop in Batavia now. And if my sister and brother-in-law have time, they'll join me for lunch or breakfast, depends on what time I leave. And I visit with them for a little bit. Then I take off and don't stop till I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania or past, which is another 3, 4 hours away, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're Man Minnie and I were cutting out. We're going to head over to Denny's now and have an American Grand Slam
I
breakfast
see how you are. I see how you are.
at Robinson's, at
Falling off
Robinson's
your-
Galleria. If you
Falling off the
want,
challenge there, Dan.
hey, if you want, I'll do a video on it.
Do a video on it. Do one.
Yeah, do it. But Dan,
Oh wait,
aren't you
Man Minnie
falling
wants
out?
to say. Man
Aren't
Minnie
you
wants to
falling
say
off your
hey
challenge?
and goodbye to everybody.
Hi,
There
man,
she is.
Minnie.
Hey,
Hi.
Minnie, how are you?
Hi. You know you improve the looks of this vlog every time you come on, right?
Yep, absolutely.
My panel gets much better looking when she comes on.
We're all happy now that we got the apartment rented. All the pressure is off now. All the
Yeah.
All
pressure's
right.
off.
Now it's just relaxing.
I'm
I'm really glad.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that Eleanor was able to help you.
She couldn't. Eleanor's nice, but she could not drag me into a church this morning. No way. I would not go. No.
Just
Does
tell
get a
want-
them
little
the truth.
churchy.
Just tell
I don't
them
want to
if
leave
you
this
went in
planet
the roof would
any
cave in.
earlier than I have to.
Like I said, if you went in,
Yeah.
the roof would cave in. You're trying to keep everybody else safe.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't be near me. Don't be near me when I'm
She
reaching
does-
for the holy
yeah.
water.
Right.
She does get a little
You may
churchy.
blow up.
That's right. That's exactly. We'll see everybody later.
All right. Man, Minnie, you
All right,
have a good
Dan.
day.
Thanks a
Enjoy your
lot.
breakfast. Take care, Dan. We'll catch you next time on your live stream.
All right. You
Yep.
betcha. Oh, how do you do this? All right. See you later.
Bye.
There's a little orange thing at the bottom. Just hit the X.
I hit it. I removed him. Now he removed himself. I know he was
Okay.
wanting to get out. So,
Yeah.
all right. Now, anybody else want to come up and talk with us? You're more than welcome. And,
Yeah, we'll enjoy the company.
Oh yeah. And you can't help but improve the looks.
That's for sure. Well, unless it was Tim.
I can't say you would hurt the looks though. You may
I
not
didn't say
improve it,
that
it wouldn't
either.
hurt it.
Nope.
But all right, everybody. Somebody come up and talk with us, or give us a topic to talk about that you want to hear.
Yeah.
Leonard and I both are better in the background, talking with the people that are doing the information. I really am looking forward to seeing Dan's new apartment.
Yeah.
And
I am so happy
It's
they found
really-
one that Eleanor was
I'm
able to
really
help me.
interested in seeing Joyce Blessed TV, her videos from her trip to the Philippines.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Anyway,
And I want to see Eddie's. Oh, that's
Eddie's
Joyce.
Eddie's wife. Eddie's
That's
wife is
Eddie's
Joyce
wife.
Blessed TV.
Yeah.
That's his wife.
Yeah, I forgot
Joyce
that.
Blessed TV.
Yeah.
And
So I'll be
So,
watching for those
yeah, it would
because
be
I
nice
want to see.
see.
I want to see what Cavite's all about. because there's
Yeah,
somebody
well,
got
like I
me
said,
interested in that
we
area.
see some of Cavite because that's where Steve's at when he walks around, but he's only in a certain part. There's a lot more to it.
No,
He,
Steve's in Tres
it's in
Martins.
Cavite, yeah, but that's in Cavite. It's not the Cavite city. He's in Cavite province.
Well, that might
Right?
be okay.
It's like Cebu. You got Cebu City and Cebu province, and then you got the cities all in Cebu. That's what
Right.
Cavite is like Cebu, not the city, but Cebu.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so,
Well,
like I
that
said, there's a
I
lot of
did not
different.
know that, so that's good to know.
But I'd like to see more of it because, like I said, that's how how you can figure out where you don't want like to be. Like I said, I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
being near a big city like Manila, but I would not want to live in Manila. Uh,
Right. Well,
Too
that's
cost prohibitive.
one thing that right. That's one thing that since I was basically introduced to Cavite, um, kind of appealing about it because it's close.
Yeah,
Cavite City. It's close, but it's
it's not as
not
expensive.
right in. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think this one two
Well, like I
bedroom
said,
apartment that my friend has, it's like Steve's. They're paying 70 a month. So
yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, with me, I know in the Philippines I'll be considered rich, all right, by many Filipinos and Filipinos,
right,
and that's fine. But here, as you know, what I make as a security guard, I'm nowhere near rich. I am lower middle class, or I'm above working poor, but I'm lower middle class.
yeah.
If I had a
Well, when
family, I'd be working poor, unless she was working making decent money. If I was trying to
right,
support a family on what I make, I'd be considered working poor.
yeah,
Uh,
working in the IT field like I did, I was still not
you
upper
were
middle
middle
class,
class. Yeah, you were middle
just
class. You
barely.
got upper,
Yeah,
middle, and lower, and then right
right.
below lower is
And I
working
was
poor. Well, I'm just above the
right.
working poor. I'm lower middle class.
Yeah,
So,
and then of
uh,
course I was a contractor, so I there were stretches when I was on unemployment, so that put a big hit on my income some years.
oh yeah, it does. I agree with you. It does put a hit on it.
Yep.
But it's still, like I said, with what I make, you know, anywhere decent in Manila really would pretty much ruin my budget.
Yeah.
I might be able to pay it,
Well,
but
and
then I'm
I'm
not doing
pretty
anything
much
else.
there. Yeah, I'm pretty much there also.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If
I
I
mean,
can just get a couple of my bills paid off.
well, that's what I'm doing. But I'm just saying, I won't go till my bills are paid off. I'm not going to go
Well,
over.
I will
I'll take
because
that back. I won't
I
go until everything but the car is paid off
well,
because you can always sell the car.
yeah, I don't have a car payment, but
I do.
I've got
I do.
I've got
It's
some
my
credit
biggest
cards I got
bill.
to pay off.
Besides my,
Yeah,
it's my biggest bill next to my rent.
right.
And
That's the way that usually works. But
yeah,
I sold my truck. I sold my truck last year, and I took myself out of driving because my thoughts are because I've had that truck, I've been hit 6 times. Didn't hurt the truck, but I've been hit 6 times, and I could just see me having to get out of the truck after somebody hit me, or if I happen to hit them, if I'm in an accident of any kind, and have to
yeah,
dig my walker out. You know,
yeah.
that's not
Well,
going to look
like I
good.
said, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I wasn't working, I would try to find a place, and I was going to stay here in the states. I would probably try to
Yeah.
find a place where public transportation is available.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
'Cause that would save money. and then rent a
Yeah.
car when I needed it. Instead of own one, just rent one. Because I only need a
Right.
car. If I'm retired, I only need a car about once a week to go grocery
Right.
shopping and back. But if you got a public transportation, you can always go that way, I guess. But I would
Yeah.
probably rent
Well,
a car.
depends on what you have available. But if you got good public transportation, Houston's got good public transportation for most of it. But there's areas like
Well,
right here. Um, right here, you'd have to go. I don't know, probably half a mile or so to get to a street where you could catch a bus.
right down in my apartment complex, I just walked to the entrance of it, and I
Yeah.
believe you can catch a bus there. If not, then I have to walk a mile. It's one or the other. I'm not sure which because I
Yeah.
don't take the bus. But that would be a mile walk, and that's farther. If it's a mile, that's farther than what I want to do because
Right.
of winter
Well, you
and
don't
rain.
want to carry your groceries that far.
No,
You
but
know.
like I said, I don't want to walk that far in the winter.
No.
Now, if they come right to the entrance, that's different. That's quarter of a mile at the most, eighth of a mile,
Yeah.
something like that. About a quarter of a mile, and then I'm there, at my apartment.
Right.
They got a laundromat right on site. Uh, I'd have to get a cart to take it down there instead of carrying it. I'm on the first floor, so I don't have to worry about the
Yeah.
stairs. But
Yeah. Tim says he wouldn't drive a car in the fills.
I'm going to tell you the truth, Tim. I don't think I would either.
No, I don't either.
A motorcycle or a scooter. I used to ride a bike. I would want to be out in the province for a while, or start riding one here again to get
Yeah.
used to it. But I'm going to tell you, if
Yeah.
I'm in a big enough city in the Philippines, I'd just soon either walk or take public transportation there as well.
Well, yeah. There's trikes and jeepneys and
Oh,
buses and everything
bicycles.
else.
Eagle's got a lot
Yeah.
of bicycle paths. It's only for
Yeah.
bikes. Good exercise, easy way to get around. I haven't rode a bicycle in a long time, but you get used to it after a while.
Yeah. But Tim, it takes you 12 minutes to walk to the grocery store. But how much can you carry home? But
But
maybe you go
I'm going to
often
say
enough you don't have to carry much.
that's what I would do. It gives you a
Yeah.
reason to get out of the house. I
Yeah,
go to the
that's true.
grocery store right now. I go to the grocery store right now 3, 4 times a week. I go to the grocery
I
store and I
used
walk
to.
around and just to get some exercise.
Yeah, I
I'll go
used
in and
to.
I'll go in and buy maybe a loaf of bread or some eggs, and sometimes I'll pick up a little more than what I walked in there for. But I go
Well, yeah.
about 3 times, sometimes 4 times a week. And if I really wanted to not go to the grocery store so much, I got a car, I could do it. Just load up everything I think I need for that week and only go once a week.
Right.
But I've shopped this way for years. I've gone to the grocery store 3 times or more a week. And I did that when I lived in Leroy. And
Yeah.
I'll probably try to get a video up there while I'm up there. Besides the pancake place.
Yeah, I want to see that pancake place. That sounds pretty
Like I
good.
said, I don't know if I'll be able to show them making the syrup. I can show you the equipment. I know I can do that, but
Yeah.
the day I go, if they're making it, I can show it. If they're not, I can't. But I can go
Right.
down to the
Right.
basement and show you the equipment and stuff. I'm hoping the
Yeah.
ground's dry enough. I can go down and show you how they show the trees where they've been tapped and how they got the lines run to take it into where it's going.
Yeah.
And then, show the interior and show some of the goods that you can buy. Like I said, they got maple butter, they got maple candy, they got maple syrup in all kinds of decorative bottles. And as you know,
Yeah.
real maple syrup is not cheap.
No, it's not.
It's real good. Matter of fact,
Yep.
I'll be eating a lot of it. when
That's
I'm
not
there.
good for you, Dan or Larry. I mean, that's
I'm
not good for
sorry.
you.
I'm going to be having my buckwheat pancakes, which is better than the other. And I'm going to have
It
my
should
syrup.
be.
The buckwheat's a little better
I
than
have I don't know that I've ever had buckwheat pancakes.
I'll
I've
show
heard
you what
about
they.
them my whole life, but
I'll show you what they look like. They're really thin. They are thin.
yeah.
Uh, about that big around. They bring you out a
Well,
short stack, and they just keep
yeah,
like 4 or more at a time. And they'll
yeah,
bring out plates at a time, and you just tell them you want more, and they'll bring out more. And there's going to be
yeah,
3 of us, so we'll go through a lot of it. Now, I won't eat as
yeah,
much as I used to. I'll try to cut back a little bit on that. But I'm still going to have some. That's why I'm going.
yeah.
If I want to take the video, I want some of those pancakes and
Well,
that syrup. All that stuff.
one thing you can do is go right after you have your blood test from the
Yeah.
doctor, so your A1C doesn't get spiked.
Well, I can't do that. They're not. Let me look. Uh, I don't think my doctor's appointments till after they close down. They're only open so long a year each
Yeah.
year.
Well, that won't work then. Hey, it was a good
No, I
idea
don't think.
though.
Yeah, it's a good notion, but
Yeah.
yeah, mine's not till the 24th of next month of April, and they close down right after Easter. And
Yeah,
Easter,
that's
I think,
right before.
yeah, it's the 9th. It's 2 weeks before, and they may stay
Easter's
open a
the
week
ninth.
after Easter, but that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
so yeah,
that's
it'll be closed
yeah.
down
It
before
being
my.
before that messes you up.
Yeah, so my A1C is going to be high anyway, so higher than it was last time. I'm sure of it, but they're talking about giving me this shot that's once a week. You only take it once a week, and if I take that shot,
What's
it's
that?
supposed to maybe help you lose weight.
Is that for your diabetes?
Yeah, it'll be a shot that you take once a week, and then you still take your pills. Instead of taking insulin, you take this shot once a week.
Or are you taking insulin now?
Nope, but
Oh,
I got a
good.
feeling they're going to put me on that shot.
Yeah. Well,
And you know,
I don't know.
sorry about
That's
that, Tim. I'll tell you what I like even besides pancakes, which is also this other thing's not good for you either. French toast.
yeah. I
I
actually like
love
French
French
toast
toast.
better than pancakes. I think, but
I do too. But like I said, where I'm going, that's what they do. They do pancakes and
no, yeah,
syrup.
right, right. Yeah.
And, so
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
I
going to
used to
go.
like my mom would make French toast, and we always had real butter. And
Oh yeah.
half time we churned our own, and I would just eat the French toast with the butter. I didn't even need
Oh,
syrup.
oh yeah. If the toast is hot, you don't need. I can do that if it's
Yeah,
hot,
yeah,
where it melts into it. Oh,
yep.
like I said,
And
my
then
my
another
favorite
thing,
snack as a
yeah,
kid was bread and butter, nothing else, just bread and butter. I love bread
I've
and
done
butter,
that.
and I'm talking real
I've
butter.
done that a lot. Yeah.
That,
Another
that was
thing
my
she
favorite
would
snack.
do is she would make bread, but then she'd save some of the dough and pat it out into like things about that big. Get my hands right here.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then fry it. And they called them scones, but scones are actually a pastry, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, and those things were delicious with just butter on them when they were still hot.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
man,
Any bread when it's hot, if you use real butter and it
yep,
melts into the bread, oh God, I love that stuff.
yep. And real
That's no
butter
good
is
for me.
so much, and real butter is so much better for you
I've
than
gone back to real
margarine.
butter. I buy the
I'm
Land
proud of you
O'Lakes.
for that. Yeah,
Uh, now I am getting the real butter that's got some olive oil in it, so you can put it out and it gets soft, and you can put it back in the refrigerator. Uh,
yeah,
I'm thinking about going to just stick butter, but I'm not crazy about stick butter because you got to leave that set out all the time. It takes way too long for it to. And with summer
Yeah.
coming up, I'm not sure if I
Well,
want
I
to do
used
that.
to have, before I had to move from my apartment, I had a butter dish, and I had to stick in that all the time out. And if I ran out, I'd throw one in. Then the next day it was ready, and it never
Oh,
went bad. So,
what I would do if I go back to stick butter, I got a butter dish. I got one. I would just buy a second
yeah.
one, and so when I started getting low, I'd
Oh
put the
yeah.
other one out. But that's what I did before. But I didn't bring the second one with me because I wasn't using. I was using margarine, and I didn't need two butter
Yeah.
dishes. I brought my good one, not my other one.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'll need to. I will need
so
to get one, but because I
yeah,
that
and
that
I gotta.
it,
I don't have high cholesterol, but I do have to watch what I eat. Yeah, I always
what do
look
you,
at the cholesterol and everything, but like I said, with butter, I'm going with butter. I always
butter's
get
not going to give you high
other stuff.
cholesterol.
But I always look at the stuff that if I have two things and one says whatever cholesterol, the other one says it's lower or zero, and they both taste good, I go with a zero cholesterol because high cholesterol runs in my family. Uh, I don't have really what they call high cholesterol, and we got Eddie coming up. Eddie, how you
What's up?
doing, man?
Hey Eddie.
Good to see you, man.
Hey, there you
I
are.
get my
Throw
sidekick
that
Asia
cat.
in
Throw
here.
that dog a little harder.
Yeah. Hey,
Throw that dog a little harder.
that's a bilingual
I
dog.
thought it was a cat. You know how they land so softly on their feet?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
remember, that's a bilingual dog. So you be nice to that dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Understands
Yeah.
English
He's,
and Tagalog. Probably
yeah.
understand Tagalog better than English, but she brought him over
maybe
from
maybe
Cavite, right?
Messiah too.
No, she it's in Cavite they speak Tagalog, right?
yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's Tagalog.
Well,
Yes.
what's their native dialect?
Tagalog.
Tagalog over there.
In
Yeah, but
up
that's
around
not the
up
native
around
dialect.
Manila, that's Tagalog is their native language.
Yeah. That's their main
It's
language
the
there.
native language of the of
Okay.
Luzon, which is the island that Cavite and Manila, they're all on Luzon, and their native language is
Right.
Now, you know what? I heard you guys. I was cooking up some, I was finishing up dinner here.
It ain't in that
simply
for
than
you.
that. Now, simply than that, type in LLL, and my Nightbot will drop your link for you. All right, just type in LLL, and she's telling you guys hi as well.
Yep.
You guys were talking about shopping groceries in the Philippines. Let me tell you, it depends where you live. And I drove when I was there both times. I drove the tricycle, or it's an e-bike actually. And then this time we rented a big 17, 15 passenger van that I drove. Nobody else. My wife could drive, but she felt
She
better
doesn't
if I
want to drive
drove.
that.
No, she felt
Yeah.
better when I drove. But I have to.
Well,
It is challenging driving there because, here, even though you're not supposed to, I can multitask with my phone.
right.
We don't have a lot of traffic here in New Mexico, so I'm able to do that. Of course, if I
Right.
lived in New York or San Francisco, all the
Well,
traffic and all the it's going to be different, right? But
Yep.
definitely in the Philippines, you cannot do that. It's just you have to pay attention where you go, and
Yeah.
you got to sneak in here, sneak in there. So my thing is like you mentioned to Tim. Tim's 12 miles, or I'm sorry, 12 minutes away, which is fine. That's not too far, but
No,
how
it's
many
not a bad
bags are
hike.
you carrying, right?
Yeah. Well, like I said,
So
for me personally,
that's the thing is, it's hot, and I don't want to walk that much, that long. I mean, I honestly felt better with the umbrella. So, and my wife, everybody carries an umbrella there, and so
yeah.
I got
You-
sunburned
I'm
there.
sorry. I'm sorry. Remember, it's not an umbrella; it's a sunbrella.
Okay, yeah. And
They use it to block the sun, so it's a sunbrella.
well, yeah, but
so
it
we,
rains there a lot, so it's an
yeah,
umbrella.
so they have dual purpose, right? Dual purpose
Yeah,
for the rain and the sun. They
yeah.
carry it everywhere they go. So my point is, where we live in a nice. It's called the Meadowwood Executive Village. It's guarded. It's got three entrances. It's fairly nice in there. They're still building new homes in there. But we have to walk until till we see a tricycle, and the tricycle will take us out to the main road right by the S&M, and then from there we take a jeepney or a bus however far we're going. But I only got two hands to carry things, and so does my wife, and I'm only 5'7". I'm about 195, 200 pounds. It's challenging to get in a jeepney with my bad knees. So if you're bigger than me,
I'm bigger than you.
yeah, you're gonna have a tough time getting in a jeepney or a tricycle. Trust me.
I'm taller,
Not
but
much
I'm
taller. I'm not much taller, but I'm a whole lot bigger in weight.
yeah, but
I
but
did
I'm
it. I did a short. If you want to see it,
So
showed my weight. It was 309 pounds. That was just this last Monday.
so me and my wife, me and Joyce decided, we have that e-bike over there. We had to put a battery in it. We the housemaid gets to drive it, and I think her uncle drove it while he was doing work for us, and the front steering got jacked up over the speed bumps. The speed bumps are huge over there, and those bikes are just not meant to go over. You got to go really slow over them. It's just like a
That's
regular
why I
bike.
won't get an e-bike. I
Yeah.
won't get an e-bike.
So I mean, so what I'm getting at is, we decided this last trip that we went that we're just going to save up and buy a car. It's just going to be better for us to get around over there, And so,
It all depends. I mean, I wouldn't want to drive in Cebu in a car. I wouldn't want to drive in
yeah,
Manila. I don't think in a car. But you take
Definitely
Subic. I guess they're set up a lot like an American city. They got stop signs and stop lights, and everybody obeys the rules. I am not. Subic is not an area I want to move to.
the only
But
place I
it's
had
an area
heard that was like that was Davao.
Deval's
Yeah.
got it too. So, like I said,
Yeah.
in areas like that, I'd be willing to drive a car, or a what do they call it, a multi cab. I would probably go with a multi cab instead of a car.
right.
It's just cheaper. And but myself personally, I'd probably just get a bike. Like I said, I used to ride.
A bike would be good if a bike is good. You can get around in a bike. The other thing that they do is, they find it better is that you can actually, they have a Uber bike right now where you can get not Uber but Grab. You can get a Grab if you want as well. You can afford to buy that.
Well,
But-
until you buy your bike or buy your transportation, that would be the route to go if you're not
Yeah.
going to walk it.
Yeah, because
like you
it's hard
said,
to fit in those little tricycles. I rather sit on the back of the bike with the guy and let my wife get inside because I'm like, my legs are tight and I got bad knees and just a pain in the butt to get in and out of that thing.
like I said, I'm 5'8" and I weigh over 300 pounds. Okay,
Yeah, tricycle wouldn't. You would get in it. You could fit in it, but it would be challenging getting in and out because you got to bend. You got to bend
I
way
can only
down. You got to bend way down.
but I would be the only one in it too.
Yeah. You would.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm taking up walking. I want to get my weight down. I don't think I'll ever get down to slim, trim, and that. But I can get in better shape.
Well,
I can get to where I can walk. I used
diet
to
will
walk.
help you. What you eat will help.
Well, I was in a car wreck about 5 years ago.
You'll lose weight in the Philippines. You'll lose weight there.
I hope to lose more before I go, though. But
Oh,
anyway, I had.
Well,
I
yeah,
had
'cause
a,
you got a minute. You got a minute or two before you go. So
yeah, I had a 2005 RAV4, Toyota RAV4, gorgeous blue. I loved it. Only blue car I've ever owned, but I loved it. And I was stopped for a school bus, and I had some guy rear end me, and he was doing about 50, 55 miles an hour when he hit me.
oh,
He had the sun right in his eyes and wasn't even slowing down when he hit me. and
Those
I pushed that
RAV4s aren't
back
made for
in
that.
almost to the back seat. It just caved it in. He was driving a Silverado, Chevy Silverado,
Yeah.
and I ended up with a concussion. And every time I tried to walk for exercise, I just get a splitting headache. So I got out of the habit of
Yeah.
walking. Before the wreck,
Concussions are bad.
I was walking 3 miles a day at an incline of 3 at the speed of 3. My back didn't bother me. My knees didn't bother me. Now, they did bother me when I first started walking. Because, like I said,
Well,
I was
yeah,
a
you got to get them
dead.
conditioned.
And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to get back and walking. I was doing like an incline of 2.5, but I think I'm going to stay at 1, and because I can walk longer at the incline of 1. I'm nowhere near 3 yet. I'm not even going to try to get there yet. What I'm going to try to do is get up to an hour, and then increase the speed,
Yeah.
and try to get up to where I'm doing 3 miles an hour again, and then increase like a half. Because when you increase your incline on the treadmills, it goes up by half an incline to a whole
Yeah.
one and a half
Right.
to 2. So right now I decided I'm going to go to 1 because it's easier on my knees and stuff, and I can walk a little longer.
Yeah.
And then when I get used to doing an hour of that, I'll increase the speed, not the incline.
You know, I heard you guys talking about banking. We have a BDO account over
Crystal
there.
told you hello, Eddie.
Crystal, thank you. Hi, Crystal. Crystal Adventure.
Yep, Crystal
Yeah,
Venture.
Crystal.
And
So we bank at Wells Fargo here. I have a bank account here at Wells Fargo. And then I just use Western Union to transfer money to my BDO account, our BDO account in the Philippines. And most of the time it's there right away, the very same day. And or sometimes it'll take 2 days or up to 4 days. Most
Now,
of the time it's right away.
Wow.
And they
you're
only
talking
charge.
about transfer it. How do you transfer it?
I transfer
call your
using
bank?
Western Union. My
I know
Western Union.
Union, but I mean, how do you get the money to Western Union? Is what I'm saying.
My bank account is linked to Western Union.
Okay, so you got it linked.
Yeah, I have it linked there, so
you
it takes
can
it
do
out.
it online.
It only charged me 99 cents. You know, it's
For how
very
much?
99 cents they charge.
For how much money? Or does it not matter
It
how
doesn't
much?
matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Now, if I have, and now that's bank to bank. So if we have to send money to somebody, and sometimes we do, we have to send them Western Union. They don't have a bank account. Then they charge us $3.99, $4 for that transaction because they don't have a bank account. And so we don't really like to do that often, you know. But bank account to bank account, 99 cents, $1, that's nothing. So
All right, hey Tim, you take care now. I'm glad you came in and visited us with us for a while.
Hey, Tim, nice talking to you, brother.
Enjoy yourself, man.
take care, Tim.
But
And so, anyways, so we did that, and I think while we were there, you know, we transferred over, you know, a few $1,000s in one time, and Western Union had contacted me to confirm it because they thought that it might be fraud. So, which is fine. They contacted me and resolved it, and the transaction went through the same day. So that's the way I'm thinking. If I make the move, I'm thinking I'm just going to leave my Wells Fargo bank account. Everything will still go in there, you know, my Social Security, and I'll just regular transfer, you know, twice a month, once a month, whatever, to the Philippines. It's the way we've been doing it, so it seems to be working.
Yeah, that's good information. Now, I use Capital One Bank myself, but I think they're okay also.
yeah, like I said, I have time to try to figure this out. I probably will change banks. I would prefer a bank that doesn't charge, that will reimburse if I have to take money out of the ATM. And but like I said, I got a few
Well,
years
Capital
yet.
One used
Yeah.
to. Yeah, Capital One used to, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah, but I'm not. I got their credit card. I'm not a member of their bank yet.
Oh, you don't have their bank.
If I do that, I would go down to New York City and say, because I don't like doing things on the phone. And the only Capital One bank that I know of is in New York City. And what
Oh,
I'll
wow.
do is once I do that, I'll transfer my Social Security into that, whatever bank,
Right.
because I got Bank of America and Key Bank. Key Bank's out of Ohio, and that's the one my work check goes to. And so I got two separate accounts, and I once I get my bills paid off, the Social Security will go to savings. All right, and maybe one or two small bills, but it'll go to savings. But until I get
That's going to be
to
good if you can do
my
that.
bills paid off, I got to use both of them. To get
One
the
thing
bills.
the other thing I noticed was the pricing of the groceries. Almost everything there has gone up in price. It really has. So
Yeah,
it's
I've
Yeah,
been
but
hearing
it's gone crazy here.
no, I know, but I don't know. I don't know if you would expect that somewhere else, but I guess you can.
that.
But
Well,
it did go up
from
there.
Well,
from the news, and the inflation is worldwide. It's not
yeah,
just here.
yeah.
And
That
it's
plus the
higher in
food
most.
short, the egg shortage is worldwide because
Well, the egg shortage is kind
And
of
not there. The
scam.
egg shortage was fine.
here. I'll tell you how bad it is here in the states. Dollar General, I think it is. They usually carry eggs, and they try to keep around $1.25 for a dozen. It's over $5.
Yeah.
They're quitting selling them. They're pulling them from the shelves. They're no longer going to sell eggs.
I was just at Smith's when we came back. When we left here, the eggs were 18 for a pack of 18 were $8, just over $8.30 or something. 8.60 for an
Yeah.
18 pack. When we got back, we went shopping yesterday back at Smith's. They're down to $6 now for eggs, 18 pack.
They're
Yeah.
not,
So
they're not that
they
cheap
went
here.
down a little bit.
It's starting to come down. And see, the stupid thing about it is eggs, eggs and chickens are the fastest recovery produce out there
Yeah.
because it doesn't take that long to raise new chickens.
No, it doesn't.
Get them
Yeah.
up to laying.
What is it? 2 months or 3 months they start laying eggs?
Something like that. Yeah, it's
Three
quick.
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months they'll start
2 or
laying
3
eggs.
months, yeah. And so
But they didn't have no problem with eggs over there in the Philippines.
now
No.
you're talking
No
about
shortage.
Joyce's at work today. How long did she
Yeah.
have off after you got back before she had to go back to work? Did she have to go back?
Oh,
the
she had to
very
go
next day?
back the next day.
Oh, that's
She had to
Oh,
work
wow.
the next day.
That's tough.
that
Yeah.
is tough.
Yeah.
But you want to spend as much time home visiting family as you can when you hadn't been there for a while.
Right.
Yeah. And, of course, I had to work, but I worked from home. So I didn't have to do too much. But we slept for like 2 days.
Yeah.
When we had the test, it's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, how much I slept.
That 20
Last
hour
time
or more
The
airplane.
last time I
ticket.
went to Asia, I went to China. This was a long time ago. And going over, I had no trouble. Adjusted to the time difference, boom. And they're like the Philippines, same time, 12 hours difference.
Yeah.
And I went over in August. I come back, and it took me and I never did fully recoup because I have sleep apnea, and it's before I got my machine. But it took me over a week just to get to somewhat normal. And even then, I wasn't completely recovered because, like I said, with sleep apnea,
Yeah,
I
it
would
takes
have
a
never
long time
recovered
to
fully
adjust.
until I got the machine.
I was
Yeah.
telling Joyce that we did not have to experience the daylight savings spring forward because we were in the Philippines. But I think we
You had
experienced
to,
more. I
yeah.
think we experienced worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you experience jet lag, and that can be tough. But like I said, when I went over, there was no trouble. I had no trouble going over. It's just when I came back. So the next time I go over, I hope it's the same way because I would rather have the jet lag at home, than where you're visiting.
Yeah. You want to
Even
have
if
it
it's
at
just a
home.
vacation, you'd rather have it back home. At least
And it's
I
not,
would.
you know what? It's not that I had jet lag, Larry. For me, um, I just can't sleep on the plane. That's my
Oh, I
problem. I
can.
cannot sleep.
Well,
And
I
maybe
can. I can
2 hours at
sleep
the
like
most
a
out of
baby.
14 hours, 18 hours, whatever. I'm not sleeping on that plane. That's the problem. So I'm tired whenever.
well,
Yeah.
it was before I got my machine, so I was able. And I've noticed after I got the machine that I sleep much better setting up if I don't have the machine with me.
Oh, okay.
And so, on the plane, you're set, you lean back, but you're basically setting up. Now, I
Yeah.
still snore, but I got better sleep actually
Oh,
than if I
okay.
laid down flat. I got better sleep
Right.
setting up.
And I tried a new travel pillow. The one on the neck just doesn't work for me. I'm just like, I can't do that one. So they have a new one you blow up on Amazon, and you actually lean forward. You can lean forward and your head rests
Right.
right perfectly inside this, and then your hands go in it. So you have a place to rest your hands. And I just covered my head with a blanket and I slept that way.
Yeah.
Well, you got to do what
Well, I'm
works, man.
lucky, I guess. I sleep like a baby on a plane.
Like I said,
You are
I,
you
I,
are you are lucky.
yeah, you
That's
are, but
good.
like I
Yeah.
said, I was able to
Even
sleep, but because I
even a
was setting
3 hour
up.
flight, I sleep 2 hours probably.
Oh.
Uh,
Unless I got somebody talking
you
to
don't,
me.
you don't. You're telling me you don't suffer from channel fever? Then is what you're telling me.
Who?
You,
Channel
you know
fever.
what channel fever is?
No, you talking to me?
Oh,
Neither one. Leonard, he says he sleeps like a baby. He doesn't suffer from channel fever. Channel
What is
fever.
oh, I guess not.
Channel fever is when you're going somewhere and you're so excited about going, and you just can't wait to get there. That you can't sleep.
Oh.
3 slow,
We call
deep
that
breaths.
channel fever. When I was in the Navy, that was channel
Yeah.
fever.
I
You
got
were
to take this
expecting to.
call, so I'm going to drop.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'm
If I
gonna
can
I'm
get it.
gonna be shutting it down here in just a moment. So thanks for
All
coming
right.
up.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah,
Good
I got
night,
to shut it
Leonard.
down here a little bit so I can get ready to go to bed and get some things done.
You got
That's one thing. That's one of the things I hate about working this 7 to 7. Because before, when I wasn't working the weekends, you know me, I'd stay on here. I'd stay up till after midnight doing
You're
this.
working the weekends now?
Yeah, I work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on
Oh,
Saturday and Sunday.
oh wow.
Thursday and Friday, I work 7 to 3. So I get Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays off.
Okay.
I volunteered to get that extra day off a week.
Okay, so you sacrificed your weekend
Yeah,
to get that extra
I
day.
get
Yeah.
get 3 days off, and I'd gladly sacrifice another day and work 3 12s if they'd let me.
Oh
Just
yeah.
36 hours. That would hurt a little bit, but I can't afford to work 32. I mean, I could probably do 32 and just say, hey, I don't want to work this fourth day. I just want. No, that's hurting too much, and it's like working 4 8s. That's not enough. I want at least 36 to 40, and I
We
get
went
my
to
43 days off.
eat at Chili's, and man, that was prices like I was in the US. I couldn't believe how expensive
Oh yeah.
the Chili's was over there.
You ever watch the Filipino Info channel?
Yeah, once in a while.
Well, the way he talks, and there's some other vloggers too. Some of those restaurants are just like here in the States, man.
Yeah, I couldn't get over how expensive it was. I told my wife, I said, "Wow, I want to eat somewhere cheap. That's what I came for.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I mean,
I want to eat somewhere cheap." We had a burger. We both had in our village. There's a lot of home businesses inside the villages, and this family does burgers, and the burgers were $2, and we got out of there for $6 with fries and a Coke each,
and
and a
where the
burger
burger's good,
for $6. They were good. They were
then that's
good.
where I would eat.
Yeah, I don't like
I
what I don't like that they do a lot of their Larry is they do a lot of the sauce cheese, and I just don't like that. I like, you know, a
You like
cheddar
grilled
cheese,
cheese.
real
You like
cheese,
grilled
Swiss
cheese.
cheese. Yeah. So you got to be careful with the cheese there because they do just use that. They
Cheap
pour
stuff.
it on. Yeah. Cheese whiz, I think they like. Like cheese whiz.
I don't know what they use, but it's not real cheese.
It's not. I don't like it at all.
That,
And
see, I like grilled cheese. So, a grilled cheese there wouldn't be any good unless you went to a place that used real cheese.
no, no, yeah. Unless you went, yeah.
Yeah, well, I love grilled cheese and chili.
Oh, yeah.
That is
That's
a
good.
great meal.
Or even putting a piece of ham inside that grilled cheese.
Hey, I'll take bologna inside that grilled cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all right, I'm glad you came up, Eddie. But I think I better shut this down. So I got a couple things I need to do before I go to bed.
All right,
I was
sir.
running late today. I got food. I got to put. I cooked and it's still in the oven. I got to put it up.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I just finished cooking now and went and ate, and now that way Joyce has something to eat when she gets home.
Well, I ate before I started, but I ate my tomorrow's breakfast for supper tonight. I had 4 eggs for supper, and
All right then.
some
Well, there you take care, huh?
I cooked a couple chicken breasts. I ought to check them, and if they're not done, I'll put them back in and cook them a little longer. It was in an air fryer, so it's timed. It kicks off on its own. So,
Yeah. All right, buddy. Have a good night, huh?
Hey, I hope you join me next week. Dan does a few, so join Dan as well. And I want to
Yeah,
tell
it's hard to
everybody,
catch Dan. Dan does his on in the our morning time, I think, isn't it?
it's morning in the Philippines. It's evening here.
Oh, okay.
It's
I've
about
done
the
it.
same time. It's about the same time as mine. All right,
Okay.
where you're at, it'll be the same time. It's like 7 o'clock, I think. Right now it's almost 9:30. Right where you're at.
Yeah.
All right,
8:30.
yeah,
8:30.
8:30. Oh, you're 2 hours behind. So
Yeah.
instead of at 8, he starts at 6 your time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was 6 is kind of because I'm still.
Yeah, but he goes for a little while, so you can join in later. You don't have to be there.
Yeah. 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 That's why I can't catch him because I'll work, and then after I work, then we're eating, and then so it's not till later that I get settled in. But
He
I'll
starts
give.
at 8 o'clock.
I try.
He starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. I start at 8 o'clock at night. So there's 12. So right now it's going on 10:30 in the Philippines right now.
Yeah.
See now, Leonard, he's in Texas, and I guess he's only I think he's only an hour behind me. I think
He's an hour behind you. Yeah.
so. It's somewhere in there that it switches to 2 hours. Okay, California's 3 hours.
Yep.
So, all right, everybody. I want to thank you for coming. Remind you to be nice to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Bye, everyone. Take care. Eddie, thanks for coming. Tell Joyce we said hi.
All right, buddy. Take
And
care.
I'm
Good night.
looking forward to her videos. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.